What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe, 1098, ring the bell. Let's go. That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Folks, Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Take it off, Frank. Keep it, Frank. Rock with it. For the whole goddamn show.
We got dogs barking. We got hats being put on. Welcome in, everybody. This is A2D Wednesday night, only on A2D Radio. Sounded like a small dog. So, I mean, if I was like a detective, I would be like, that's a little guy. A little guy. Little guy. It's all right. You're fine. You're fine. Things happen. This is live, babe. This is live. Nobody's mad at you. Welcome in.
Small and feisty.
But yeah, I know the little dogs.
We'll do it live.
Brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. Many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We are happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. Tom, Ryan, Ralph, Nate, Noah, Frank, Greg will be joining us in a little bit. Everybody out there, welcome in. Later on in the show, we'll give our final thoughts on the draft, not only here in Philadelphia, but around the National Football League. Sixers and Phillies post-game, and about draft thoughts before we move on. Just getting Smith, it's a win. So, I don't know what everybody else wants. I'm not here to be greedy. Sixers and Phillies post-game, we'll get into that after the games. Obviously, Phillies up 5-1 right now, so a huge first inning for the Phils, especially with a guy like Chase Anderson on the mound. Didi grand slam, and a big Reese Hoskins hit before that. So great start by the Phil. That's another game of scoring 4+ runs, which is much needed here. And doing it without Harp, right? So, doing it a little bit without Harper if they can hold on tonight. That'll be 3 in a row and 3 in a row without Bryce and the Bermuda Triangle that is center field. So good start for the Phillies. See if they can hold it off. We'll give live reactions to them. Sixers versus Rockets. They're live now. Sort of a layup game for the Sixers. Now, no game in the NBA is, but this should be a layup game. The only factor is that you're already down in Texas, and you had to fly to freaking wherever the freak they flew to the other night and fly back to Texas. So that was like the only little issue there. But you had a day off in between. You had a travel day. So this is essentially a freaking layup game tonight, and they need to walk out with another win and keep putting our foot on the throats of the Nets and the Bucks, who are right there too. We can't overlook them for the 1 seed as well. We talk so much this year about the Nets, and the Bucks have sort of just been quietly 5 games behind, 6 games behind, right? And they started to really play good basketball as of late, and they've worked their way into what? I'm not looking at it right now, but a game and a half. They can't be far. Two tops out of the 1 seed. So they're right there too. So this is going to be a fun little final stretch, and that's going to tie into our poll question, brought to you by bodycheckwellness.com. You can use promo code A2D. Get yourself 20% off at checkout. Body Check Wellness is a line of products to promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Go check them out. Bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D for 20% off. Our poll question tonight is the Philadelphia 76ers need to finish this season as the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Please like, please subscribe, please follow, please comment in tonight. And remember, the key word is need. Need. The Philadelphia 76ers need to finish the season as the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Agree or disagree? And, I'll speak for myself. Because I've said it for a while. I don't want to see the Nets or Milwaukee in round 2. And I know people will tell me, well, Tom, if you think you're the best, you want to play the best. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. But if I want to get to the NBA Finals for a team that hasn't been there before, hasn't been like through the playoff gauntlet per se, right? They've been as far as a second round team. Dude, to make the jump to the finals, I don't want the easier route per se. I want the less wear and tear route per se when I have a guy like Joel Embiid. So if I don't have to see Milwaukee that I know is going 7, okay, write it down. It's going 7. If I'm going to see the Nets, guess what? Going 7. These are series that are going to go 7. Let them beat themselves up a little bit. Not that Miami or the Knicks or whoever else you want to name wouldn't give you a tough second round series, because they absolutely would. So don't get it twisted. But who would you rather see? And then going into the finals, if you come out winning a series in 5, 6, and the other ones are going 7, we're going into that NBA Finals feeling like, wow, we can actually go to an NBA Finals. So in the way it's all broken down, you need them to finish in first. Now, is it the deal breaker? No, it's not the deal breaker. I don't got a damn crystal ball. They could come in second and still go to the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe even still go to the finals. Nobody knows. But shit, I believe in this team, but I'm always going to take a little bit of an easier route when I'm not tested there yet. When I'm not tested as a finals contender. I haven't been tested there yet. So right now, give me the easy way in. Give me a little back door. And as a competitor, I'll never tell an athlete to look for the easier way. I'm a fan. I'm allowed to. And I guarantee their head coach and the organization thinks the same damn way. They think the same way. But all 3 of them teams are thinking the same way. You tell me in-house that the Sixers, Nets, and Milwaukee aren't saying, shit, how do I get away with seeing one of these other 2 in the second round? Oh, I know. Be number 1 in the East. And it's not a scared money don't make money thing, because I ain't scared of them. It's just I want to get to a finals and an NBA Finals. I want to taste it. I want that little taste, a little lick. If you sweep me in 4, then I'll be back next year, hopefully. But
somebody make sure a little lick.
You can't milk a cat, fucker.
Right.
But I'll agree, guys. So everybody out there, family, chime in. Let us know in the comment section. Love to hear from you. You know that. Patrick, what's up? The Sixers need to finish. Need can mean whatever you want it to mean, really. You know, need to because that's the only way they can get there. Need to because it's an easier way. Need to because whatever other reasons you can freaking think of.
Ralphie?
I'm going to agree to this poll question as well as Tom, like Tommy did. Listen, at the end of the day, we all know how the Sixers team is on the road, and as you guys been saying it for the past 3 years, watching the Sixers play road games, it almost makes you shit sometimes. You know, shit your pants sometimes because how close the games are on the road, and they can't finish sometimes on the road. So having that home court advantage going into the playoffs as a number 1 seed is amazing. You know, if you get, to the Brooklyn Nets and, get to a game 7, well, it's at Wells Fargo and that Barclays Center out there in Brooklyn. So that's nice to have. But also another thing, too, for the Sixers, as long as Joel Embiid is on the court, it's smooth sailing for the Philadelphia 76ers to the NBA Finals.
I don't like how you said that.
Yeah, you need to slow down.
Yeah, I mean, why are you saying that? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing saying
You've been wrong twice now because they're 19-14 on the road this year, which is pretty damn good road team. But you're right. They're closer games on the road. But again, the factor is, Ralphie, you just don't want to see another 7 bouncer because 7 bounces on the road are going to go in.
Yeah, and the big thing, too, getting the number 1 seed, you get the home court advantage. That's the big thing, Game 7, you don't have to go anywhere. It's at your home court. You got your home fans, and you guys dominated, at Wells Fargo for the past 3 years now. Seems like whenever you guys have a home game there, nobody beats you.
It's true.
Smooth sailing, though? Like, are you trying to do like a Ralphie jinx right now? Or
no.
It does sound like a jinx.
I just think as long as Joel is on the court, I just don't see anybody in the Eastern Conference as a big that can guard him.
Fair. And Ben Simmons getting his way right now too. By the way, another for Ben.
Don't say that.
But no, Ralphie, you're right. But I know what you're doing. You're in disarray in La La Land right now, right? Bron, the biggest walking contradiction to ever hit a basketball court, right? I mean, just a walking contradiction.
I know. Can you believe it?
I love the play-in. I love the tournament style.
Yeah.
A year later, we could do without this.
Somebody should be fired.
Right. Yeah. That's fucking bullshit.
No, you're right, though, Tom. Ralphie's lashing out right now, and he sees the end is near. He sees the playoff caliber tournament weekend, whatever the hell they're calling that friggin' thing. And he's like, you know what? I could see us getting bounced by the Dallas Mavericks, so I'm going to start lashing out a little bit. I see what you're doing.
Lash out against the Mavericks and then place a jinx on us. We know how you work, Ralph.
Hey, Ralph.
Hi, Noah.
Hey, Hey, how you doing, Ryan? Good to see you. Hey, if you don't like playing games, here's an idea. Find a way to finish in the top 6 in the West and have a day.
Yeah.
See that, Tom? Did you see that, Tom?
Yeah, playoff Ben.
Fade away. Bang.
Playoff Ben. Right around the corner.
For me, I agree with you, Tom. Going to the poll is the only scenario for them to get to the finals, them being the 1 seed. No, they could be the 2 seed and find a way to get to the finals. But for me to feel really good about this team and not feel concerned about this Sixers team heading into the playoffs, you've got to finish with the 1 seed. You have a 1.5 lead over the Nets. You have a 3-game lead over the Bucks. And if you somehow drop out of the 1 seed, I don't like playing the schedule game, but I mean, you look at it. You have the Rockets tonight, the friggin' Pelicans at home, the Pistons, the Pacers, the Heat, and then the Magic twice. If you bounce out of the 1 seed, that means you struggled to finish this season. What are you struggling against those teams for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You should at least have, if you want to drop 1 or 2 of those games, fine. It's the NBA. But there's no scenario where they should drop out of the 1 seed right now, if healthy. If they're fully playing all of their guys, they should absolutely finish in the 1 seed. And to both of your points, I think I'm not so worried about the first round because you're looking at the Pacers or the Hawks, those lesser known teams right now. You're really not going to be concerned about those teams. But in the second round, possibly if you get a Celtics team or a Heat, and then obviously in the Eastern Finals, if you get there, it's all going to be about home court advantage, especially if you're going to 6-7 games. So to me, you have to finish in the 1 seed for me to feel the best about this Sixers team that I possibly could.
Yeah,
well, why don't you guys go ahead, Tommy.
I just want to read off his comment. He says, disagree. We need to get healthy, more importantly. But at this, I agree. I mean, Red, we're healthy. And at this point in the year, you need to play. I mean, you're right. Playoff season's right around the corner. So I mean, you need to play basketball right now. Like, that's a good thing. Like, I want my guys playing. This isn't load management time. Like, this is like, hey, I want to have my legs under me by playing, because playing and running a treadmill are 2 different things. Ask anybody that's played basketball. It's really literally 2 different things. It's crazy. But like that game conditioning is hard to the right wording. Hard to do.
Replicate.
Yeah. Hard to imitate, hard to duplicate, whatever the frick you want to say, whatever the right wording is. It's hard to do. So I want my guys playing right now. And they all are. And this is a game tonight where you could have been like, oh, nobody plays. Right? And they're all playing because that's the part of the season we're in right now. Where, like, if your guys are getting put down, you're like, oh, shit. Like, there's only a handful of games left. You're like, what's going on? Is he good? Then we're panicking about playoff time. So let's all be happy they're all healthy. Knock on wood, no more prayer services.
I guess I'll go next. It's absolutely crucial that they get the number 1. And I can't believe I'm actually agreeing with y'all. It's fucking terrible. Makes me throw up in my mouth. But they need to get the one to validate everything they've been saying, right? That they're the best team in the East, and they feel like they're the team to beat. And then we can't overlook that they have the best home record, in the NBA, 25-7. Who's right behind them? Brooklyn's right behind them, and so is the Suns. But we can't overlook that fact, right? We need this number 1 seed, and I'll take the easy road because I got money on them. So I'll take the easy motherfucking route for them to get to the finals. You know? So as long as Milwaukee doesn't get there, because I got money on Brooklyn and the Sixers. So that's all I got on that. Give me the Sixers, give me Brooklyn.
Welcome to the agree party.
You know what? I also agree to the poll. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. So the Sixers to wrap up the season, they have one of the easiest schedules. I mean, look at it. You have tonight against a very depleted Rockets. You got the Pelicans. You got Detroit, Indiana, Miami, and the Magic twice. But, to clinch that one seed, going by the numbers, they have to go 9-2. Not 9-2, 5-2, excuse me. And I think they have a great chance to go 5-2 in this stretch of games. I mean, you got to clinch that one seed. You don't know whether these playing teams might catch lightning in a bottle and make a run. The only team as of right now with the 7 through 10 is Boston, Charlotte, Indiana, and Washington. I think the only team I should be a bit worried about is Boston, but other than that, I'm not worried whatsoever. I want to take the home court advantage. I want the easy way in. I want Brooklyn to go down in the first round. So for me, I agree to the poll, and let's go 5-2 the rest of the stretch. You know what? Even better. Let's go 7-0 in this final stretch, please.
Is that including tonight?
Including tonight.
Or 7 after tonight?
7-0 after tonight, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I just didn't do it. I didn't know.
Let's not lose a mototherfucking game at all. Let's just sweep it.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
Let's be walking down broad like with hand in hand with each other.
Absolutely.
We're coming on and we're all in agreement because it's just Kumbaya City. We're like, nobody's better. Right? Like, you know what I mean? That's what we want. That's what we want to come in with. And then we'll probably get knocked out in the first round. We'll probably get swept or something. Yeah.
God.
The Melo goes off for 40 a night. We can't get a stop. Then forgets how to play defense. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Noah, what do you say, brother?
Hey, how you doing? Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah,
you're perfectly fine.
Unfortunately.
Funny thing.
Gee, thanks. Look, I think they need the number 1 seed there. They have one of the best home records in the last 2 years in the NBA. It's pretty clear to me that the Sixers, more than anybody, need the home court advantage. I mean, there's just there's no two ways about it. This team is going to have a tough time getting to the NBA Finals without the top seed. They need the number 1 seed, no doubt.
Okay.
The Sixers are unbeatable at home, and that's played out all year long and much of the last 2 years.
Are we overlooking the fact how good they are on the road this year, though? I'm looking at the away of the whole NBA, right? They're 19-14 on the road. Only see Milwaukee's 19-14. The only other better teams are all in the West.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said to Ralphie earlier when he was like, "Oh, they're terrible on the road." I'm like, "Yeah, the last 3 years they were. This is the first year they've surprised it."
Yeah.
I mean, to be 19-14 on the road in a year like this too, where it's a tougher year. Just with travel and everything else, it's just a weird year. Guys are getting up at guys have to be tested by 8 a.m. on off days. It's wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different shit. So to do that on a year like this and with a new coaching staff and that kind of stuff, right? I think it's a credit. It's a credit to growth for these guys, for Joel, for Ben, right? It's credit. And it's credit that the veterans you brought in are really good leaders in Danny, Dwight, even Seth, right? You went out and you really addressed some things that were glaring on this roster. And I think it showed this year. So, Nate, you're right. I mean, it's nothing. We're so used to the failures on the road and beating this dominant team at home. That, if we would have played Toronto at home, we were winning. Yeah, we would have, right? We would have back then. We would have probably won that. But I think
it won that game. Fuck that.
I think it's good to see that because you're not going to win a playoff series unless you can win games on the road. You got to be able to steal ones on the road,
for sure.
Especially later you get into the playoffs, right? Like you're talking about round 2 and 3, semifinals and Eastern Conference Finals. You have to steal one on the road.
And that's across all sports too, right, Tom? It doesn't matter where to be a championship pedigree, you got to win on the road, regardless. Got to. Baseball, basketball, football, it doesn't matter. To get to where you need to go to, you got to win on the road. No.
I mean, I agree, but there's no question you'd much rather have a Game 7 situation at the Wells Fargo.
Oh, absolutely.
And when it comes to the Bucks or the Nets, yes, I think we can beat them in the postseason, but it's like Tom alluded to at the top of the show. It's going to go 7 games. That's all there is to it.
For sure. Milwaukee, I mean, even though Milwaukee beat us twice without Embiid, they still just ran through the top of the division, right? They beat us twice. A couple games later, they beat Brooklyn twice. They beat Brooklyn twice pretty. I thought that second game would have been a little bit closer. But the way they defended Greek Freak was just surprising to me. They really let him just go and then tried to stop everybody else. But by doing that, it energized and got everybody else going.
Yeah. It's like a double sword. Yeah, it's like, what do you do? And like Blake Griffin, and I don't say with all due respect, because I think he's been, excuse my language, a pussy his whole career. But with that being said, that's your answer to that? Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Tommy. As long as Joel's on the court, I don't see any big man in the Eastern Conference holding him down, dude. I just don't see it.
There's nobody in the league who can really hold him down.
No.
I mean, the best one is honestly, it's the guy you might see in the second round if you're the 1 seed. And he's not going to hold him down, but it's Bam. I mean, Miami has a legit shot at taking you 6-7. Mm-hmm. Anybody. They have a legit shot at taking anybody 6-7. So I'm not overlooking the Miami Heat one goddamn bit.
Yeah.
And saying that's not going to be
wrong with them, though. They're not the same team they were last year.
They're injury riddles. Butler's barely played. Tyler Hero's a freaking shell of himself. They have Victor Oladipo, or the artist formerly known as Victor Oladipo, because he's not the same player at all anymore.
He's still hurt too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think he played like 3 games for them, and then I don't think he's played since or whatever. So they've got to stay healthy. I mean, that's the funny thing, or ironic thing, I guess, for the Eastern Conference teams, to where everyone, but I would say, Milwaukee had kind of the injury-ridden kind of streak. I mean, you had Holiday earlier in the season because of COVID, and then Giannis was banged up a few weeks ago. But other than that, all of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, they've all been riddled with injuries all year.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, obviously it's about who's playing the best in the playoffs, but really it's going to come down to, okay, who's the healthiest? Like, you see that a lot, obviously, in the NFL. It's like, okay, who's the healthiest in December and January? It's really going to be about, okay, if the Sixers are able to finally stay healthy in the playoffs, unlike how they have in the last couple of years, and they get to a Brooklyn series and, KD, is banged up, or Harden's still banged up, or Kyrie's doing what Kyrie does, or you've got Miami without Oladipo and Butler's still banged up, that could be a huge swing for things. And also it could be a huge swing in our behalf if one of our main guys is banged up also. You know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid, knock on wood, this doesn't happen, but, say one of our top guys is banged up as we're playing Miami. Well, that's going to even out the series a little bit. So, like Tom said, it's all about, and this goes back to the number 1 seed, it's all about clinching the easiest path on paper. Because if you can play less games, if you can get, by with sweeping the first round and then going through the second round in 5 games or 6 games max, while, all of the other Eastern Conference teams are beating each other up. Because I'm telling you right now, if it's Brooklyn and Milwaukee, that's going 7. If they're fully healthy, that's going 7. So let them all beat each other up. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see a Celtics-Nets series. I would love to see a Miami Heat-Bucks series. So there's a lot of moving parts here to where if we handle our business, there's a few teams that could give trouble to the Milwaukees and maybe even Brooklyn. I'm not saying that they would beat either of those teams, but it would definitely be more interesting than I think many people assume.
Yeah, the top 3 seeds, top 3 teams, are definitely 7 pieces with each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's almost a lock for the most part. And I don't know. I mean, sometimes that's good for teams, right? Like, for the Nets, like that could be a good thing because they're finally playing games together. But in reality, I think the Bucks win that series anyway. So,
yeah, I was gonna say that. I think I like the Bucks in that series. Honestly, they need Harden. It's funny as much as he hasn't really done anything right in the playoffs. They're just a better team with Harden.
It's so funny too because I actually really agree with you guys, and it's the first time. And I'm not trying to base my opinion on what would happen in a 7-game series based off of what we've seen the last 2 games when Milwaukee and Brooklyn played. But what has been the main struggles with Milwaukee in the playoffs? It's the fact that they only play one way, and that's passes to Giannis at the top of the key, and he's just going to run straight. You know what I'm saying? And like the Miamis of the world, they've stopped that, and they really haven't been able to get anyone else going. Well, you look at how Milwaukee would be set up against Brooklyn. Brooklyn's one of those teams because of the lack of size and defense. They can't stop that kind of offense. They can't stop a Giannis just running straight at the hoop type thing.
Yeah, and it showed in those last 2 games.
Yeah. So
Brooklyn is literally going to go into the playoffs, with only Kyrie and KD, and basically hope for the best because we don't know about Harden and that hamstring. And I know that, I think, what was it, 2 weeks ago, he had another setback on the hamstring. So he's going to be out a while again for them. And like you said, Ryan, they don't have a big down low that can stop a Giannis or a Joel Embiid when they post up.
Yeah, the only guy is DeAndre, but DeAndre Jordan, whether he faces Giannis or he faces Joel, he's going to get into foul trouble in 5 seconds.
I'm not even worried about him.
Yeah, he's not,
he'll be, like you said, Ryan, he'll be in foul trouble before the 5 minutes into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's not even fast enough to cover Giannis at this point of his career.
No. Nope.
That's why they try Blake Griffin.
So going with that red sand that y'all threw up plus 1,200, I'll give y'all some more odds. Brooklyn's still a favorite at plus 200. The Lakers are plus 460. The Clippers are plus 600. Utah's plus 650, which is crazy. Plus 750 for the Bucks, and then comes the Lakers at plus 1,200. And of all those picks, I think a live bet there. And I'm just going off their plan, not going against the Sixers. We all love the Sixers, but the Bucks are live there, 7.5, almost 8-1.
Yeah, they are.
The Bucks are really live to win it because they're going in healthy. And you guys were just talking about how they play, and I was like, hold up. Did Holiday really change that team? Like, Drew has really, like, when I see them play Brooklyn, like, I forgot how good he is defensively.
He's a really good player. He's really good defensively.
They've taken their lumps too, Nate. They've done it like the way every team has to do it to get to that point, right?
Yeah.
Like a young team, like Giannis is taking his lumps. Middleton's taking his lumps, right? As an organization, they've taken their lumps in come playoff time of not getting to where they're supposed to get to, right? So, I mean, you're right. That's probably the best betting odds one, I would say.
I like it so much that I actually might throw a couple bucks on it, man. I do. And it's funny because when I give, so on the background, I give my plays out to the guys and we post them. And honestly, I typically don't bet against Philly teams, but every once in a while when there's money to be made, there's money to be made. I'm not going to lie to you. So you'll see me throw a bet out there. I really don't bet against the Eagles, though. Sometimes. That's the only team. Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, I will. But the Eagles, that's a little bit. Because it's tough for me to watch the game, especially with the Eagles to bet. There you go. I like it. I like it, Frank, my man. But plus
comes
7.
in handy.
Yes, sir. It does.
The new whiteboard.
Plus 750, man. That's a nice bet, y'all. Like that's a really nice bet. They're coming in hot. I think they can beat Brooklyn. It'll be a toss-up against us, 50-50, in my opinion, because they got some players who can shoot. I mean, Middleton is a monster. He's a mid-range killer, man. Jesus.
They got PJ Tucker now, too, at the trade deadline.
Oh, man.
About him.
I'm telling y'all right now, market. Write it down.
Time to come around. Watch out for Milwaukee.
The Bucks.
This could be the
really
year.
good odds. The Bucks are really good odds to win the whole thing. I'm telling you right now, quietly too.
I want to ask you guys. Speaking of record from a few minutes ago, so I pulled this up earlier. I found it on Twitter. So I'm gonna give you their record, or I'm gonna give you a category, and you tell me how many wins they've had with this scenario. Okay, I want to quiz you guys on this.
Is this the Sixers?
Yes, it's Sixers, Ralph.
Gotcha.
Ooh,
I'm about to say I would lose if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Sixers.
So overall, obviously, the Sixers coming into tonight's game, they were 44-21. With Ben and Joel playing, how many wins do the Sixers have when they're both on the court?
37.
Yeah, it's a lot. I know it's a lot. They're pretty good when they both play. They've only lost maybe. I said they haven't lost no more than 5 times.
Any other guesses?
I'll say they have 30 wins.
Frank?
My guess is 39
Ben
wins.
and Joel.
Tom?
Let's see how many total they have. 44.
Tom's over there looking at OnlyFans. Get it together, Tom.
35. I'll say.
So with Ben and Joel, they are 32-6.
Damn it. I was 5 off.
I was close on the loss.
Was I the closest?
Yeah.
And you were under. You got under too. So you got Price's Right rules also.
So what's
There you go.
his prize, Ryan?
That he gets to answer the next question.
All right.
What is their record with Joel Embiid out of 19 games? With just Joel Embiid on the court, out of 19 games, how many wins do they have?
19 games.
It's actually not. I don't think it's that good. I think it's a better record with Ben. I think, which is weird.
Wait,
With
with
just Joel on the court?
Joel?
Yeah, with just Joel on the
With
court.
just Joel. Yes.
In 19 games, I'm gonna go.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
go.
go 11-8. 11-8.
I'm with Ralph. I think it's either 10-9 or 11-8. One of the two.
I'm gonna go 13-6.
Frank?
10-9.
What's this without Joel?
No,
With Joel.
With Joel, no Ben.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This is without Joel Embiid. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Without
boo.
The thing just switched. It's a slide. It's a slide. It keeps switching.
Oh.
So without Joel Embiid.
Without Joel.
Like
So is it without Joel and just Ben?
I'm gonna go 8-11. 8-11.
All right, just Ben
8-11.
out of 19 games.
8-11.
I'll say 12-7. I think they're a little bit better with Ben.
I'm going to say 7-12.
I'll say
Oh,
13-6.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Sam.
So they are without Joel Embiid. They are 9-10.
Damn it.
Now and
That's one
finally,
game off.
what are they without
Well-
Ben Simmons in 12 games?
Without Ben and
This is where I go. I'm gonna go 11-8.
out of
In 12 games?
that's over 12, Ralph.
12 games, Ralph.
Oh, only 12 games. Oh, my bad. I thought it was still 19.
Going 42.
Yo, those are some amazing math skills, Ralph.
12 games
Delco.
without Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
can you
go
be my accountant, Ralph?
7-5.
Ralph heard me first. 7-5. Don't
Nate,
cheat. You're cheating, Ralph. I see you. You're cheating. I see you. 7-5.
So without Ben.
9-3.
That's bold.
Give me 7-5.
Tom.
5-7.
And we have a winner.
Little lick. You can't milk a cat, fucker. The 5-7.
Yep, 5-7. Yes.
Yeah, I think they just talked about this because they were. I forget. I think it was Doc saying it. How Ben affects the court, even though he doesn't score, but how much he affects the court, especially from a defensive perspective. That he's. If you go by the numbers that you just did, he's more important to the Sixers than Joel is.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you go by the numbers,
Don't say that too loud. Don't say that too loud.
Start creating
You're gonna get people
narrative.
upset, Nate. You're gonna get people upset, Nate.
yeah, I'm just saying. If you go by the numbers, if you're a numbers guy, man. I'm looking at those comments. You're going a little back, man. I ain't forget about you, Charles. You know, you said you made some money off me, Charles Moranin. I think that is.
Yeah, Chuck.
Man.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, Chuck, man, we do the money dance, man. I like it, bro.
So I'll ask you guys the same question. So Philly Sports Passion. And real quick, I just want to read Sam's comment real quick. We appreciate the super chat. He says, "Yo, you guys have kept me entertained for the past couple of years and have amazing insight on all sports. Keep it up. I'm from Philly, but mostly grew up in North Jersey and have been a Philly sports fan since birth. Also, just bought some merch." Sam, words can't describe him, but we appreciate the support, brother. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I want to go to Philly Sports Passion's question from earlier, and he says, "Guys, which team scares you more in the second round, the Heat or the Celtics?" And I'll add a caveat. Is there a team other than those two that scare you more as a possibility in the second round?
I think the Heat do. They're just you know what I mean? Because we've played the Celtics, and I think we fairly dominated the Celtics this year. You know, for once. You know,
you guys swept them. If I'm right, gotcha.
Yeah, and some of them, I don't think a lot of those games were that close. You know, obviously basketball, they make their runs, but I think we won convincingly. But the Heat, I think the Heat match up a little bit, which is weird, but they match up a little bit better against us. I think do they have Ariza too over in the Heat?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're, you know, they got length, they're long, you know what I mean? And I think that and they come with that toughness. You know, Jimmy's gonna bring it. You know, Jimmy's gonna bring it, especially against us. So I'm actually gonna go with the Heat there. I'm not really Boston. I feel confident that we can get Boston out of there in 6.
Yeah, they don't have a big. They don't have a big.
They don't have. Yeah, exactly. Right. They don't have a big, so it just creates matchup problems.
Yeah,
everywhere. You know,
I think Boston is so thin down low, which is weird because
it is.
Though that was a weird trade too at the trade deadline for Boston, getting rid of Daniel Tice. Even though he's really just a guy in this league, but then you replace him with Mo Wagner, and it was like
they got rid of him.
A scratch head move.
Yeah, they waived him.
I was just saying, and so they did that.
Oh trade, yeah, and they traded for him and they waived him. Yeah,
because I think Mo Wagner's on the Magic now.
Yes, he is. Yep.
Like, so what the hell? That might be the worst trade I've ever. I mean, it's not like you traded freaking Jimmy Butler for Mo Wagner. I mean, Daniel Tice is Daniel Tice, but I mean, Jesus. I mean, Daniel Tice at least had a role.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing it for Mo Wagner for? And then you waive him? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, unless you're trying to get Taco Fall some more playing time, I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking. I would say too. Go ahead, Noah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Go ahead. Finish the point. Go ahead, bud.
No, I was just going to say really quick. I think the biggest thing with the Heat, other than the players, I mean, they have really good players when healthy. Eric Spoelstra is kind of like the man everyone forgot, just because he's been there for so long. That if you want to ask me the true reason why I fear Miami sometimes, it's Eric Spoelstra, because he can make any situation, any roster work. You know that you're going to get their best no matter what. You're going to get the best, I would say, structure to stop Ben or Joel, even if they don't have the roster to do it. That guy, I mean, words can't describe how valuable he is. And I know he doesn't really get the credit.
Even after the LeBron years, then 14, 15, and 16, when they had, some of those down years, they still flirted, going into the playoffs. And even, at the later stages of D Wade's career, I think it was 2000, the year he retired, retired. What was it, 16? When they played you guys in the first round, and they were an 8 seed. Not an 8 seed, excuse me. I think they were like a 7th or a 6th seed that year too. And they really didn't have anybody. They were still a young team coming up with a very old, Dwayne Wade, and he still made the playoffs. Still, got that team together and made the playoffs that year.
Yeah, they're
coaching last year too.
Yeah. I mean, their key players. That was 2017.
Yeah.
D Wade, I think, retired in 2018 or 19. But regardless, their top 3 players on that Heat team when we faced them in the first round was D Wade, Justice friggin' Winslow, Josh Richardson, Goran Dragic. I mean, they had Bam Adebayo, but he was a baby. I mean, he was barely playing at the time. Oh, and Whiteside and Whiteside, but he was barely playing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems like it seems like the Heat scare all of you guys more. I mean, all valid points. I mean, Spoelstra is a championship caliber coach. I mean, I hear you. They do have a decent roster. You got Jimmy Butler, who can give you fits. But I'll tell you what, I'm going the other way here. I'm taking the Celtics. The Sixers have fared, albeit not. Obviously we have a much more loaded roster now. We would have the home court in this situation as a number, as a number one seed. But I don't know. The Celtics scare me. I know, we swept them during the regular season, but really, I think Coach Brad Stevens can be the X factor there. I mean, he has found a way to absolutely dominate and outcoach us. Now, granted, that was with Brett Brown here, in their most recent postseason series. But they've whooped our ass in the postseason. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it the last 2 or 3 postseason series that we played against them?
You guys got swept by them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I think the other year was, what was it?
We went
you guys
Celtics.
lost them in 6.
Yeah, we lost to Celtics in 6 the first year. Then we went to Toronto, and the Toronto thing happened.
Yeah.
And then last year, that's when we got
swept. Yeah,
in the
got
bubble.
swept by Boston.
All right. So, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, as much success as we've had against the Celtics during the regular season this year, I'm not sure if I'd want to. I'm not sure how eager I would be to see them in the postseason.
Oh, it's fair.
I mean,
it's fair. And listen, they have a ton of
it
talent.
seems like Brad Stevens, especially when the odds are stacked against him, can find a way to put a Picasso together, so to speak.
Exactly. I mean, we've seen this in past years before with what Brad Stevens can do, and especially when we face Brad Stevens in the playoffs. I mean, as you said, under Brett Brown, Brown was playing tic-tac-toe while Brad Stevens was playing 3D chess. Impressive,
right?
But
I mean, he knows how to do more with less.
Exactly, and
better than any coach in the NBA.
Absolutely, and it goes back to his time at Butler, and the 2 Final Four runs for Butler. He did with so little, and then does it with Boston. Takes him to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think, 2 times in a short span. I don't
correct.
What was the question?
The one time was LeBron's last year at Cleveland when they lost in Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then it might have only been one time, though. Only one time.
Yeah, I know that they make deep runs in the playoffs with Stevens under helm. But, with the team that scares us the most, as much as I want to say Boston, I got to go with Miami. I think Miami is a bigger challenge for them. Jimmy Butler, you don't know when he's gonna put his foot on the pedal. You don't know when a lot of these guys are going to heat up. And, of course, you got a big challenge for Joel Embiid with Bam Adebayo. So with that, I got to go with Miami.
I do want to say really quick because, Stephen White said, wouldn't we see the Knicks or Hawks in the second round, aren't Miami and Boston still in the play-in? I want to do this real quick because, honestly, I think we're less than 2 weeks away. We'll only be having one more Wednesday show before the play-in tournament. So I just want to get everyone's kind of gauge right now because, again, it's that time of the season where we could start mapping out who's going to see who's really trending, or in Ralph's Lakers case, who's not trending. So I just want to map out to you guys where the team stands. If the season ended today, who would face who in the first round?
I got the standings up right here.
Okay. So let's see. So it would be in the playing game, and just refreshing because I'm not trying to sound like LeBron, but I'm not a big fan of the playing game right now. Real quick, we got Sam again. Appreciate you,
Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
He says, personally, I believe Ben Simmons is, if not the defensive player of the year, is definitely top 3 right now. What do y'all think?
He should win it.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be. It's going to be between him, Gobert, and Embiid.
Yeah.
He says, also, should Ben score more than 20 points per game to be elite, or do you think the NBA Or do you think he has proven himself as a for sure all-star and an all-NBA type player? Ralph, I want you to go first.
Well, right now, as this team is constructed, you really don't need Ben Simmons to give you 20 points per night. Maybe 15 every single night would be nice with the 10 assists to go along with it. But right now, I don't think you need Ben to score, more than 20 or even, get to 20 every single night for you.
I'll tell you what, he needs to score fucking 20 if we want to win this whole fucking thing. I'll do that right now.
You think so? 20 a night for Ben Simmons to win the whole thing? I don't know, man.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I think 15 to 17 points does it for you.
I'll tell you right now.
He doesn't need to give you 20 a night in the playoffs because you have Joel, you have Tobias, and we all know how Seth Curry is. A little streaky shooter, hot and cold. But I mean, they can score the ball at will.
Too in the playoffs.
Well, you said smooth sailing, right, Ralphie?
Yeah.
If you think smooth sailing, Ben's scoring at least 20. And I'm not asking for 20. I'll take 18 and go to bed.
I don't need him to score 20 a night for me though. If I got the other three guys going, if I got Curry, Embiid, and Harris going, I don't need him to score 20.
Curry.
I don't need him to score 20.
Half the people in the city were trying to cut Curry 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about, Curry?
That's
we don't have his brother.
He's still a good shooter.
Yeah, he's a good fifth role player on a starting roster.
Fifth role player. Come on, Rye.
What? You think
you're letting him get to your head? You're letting him get to your head.
Stop it.
I know you. You stay up.
Silence, Ralph.
Losing streak, LeBron. So you're making excuses just like your boy LeBron.
We won the other night. No more.
Oh, that's great. First time in a week.
Yep.
See, look at him. Oh, we won once in 5 games. Look at us.
We got the Clippers tomorrow night. NL. We got Portland on Friday. That's an L. Yeah, hey, let me just bask in this W for right now until tomorrow night.
If anyone doesn't believe that Ben Simmons needs to put up at least 18, 19 points per game while showing up on the defensive side, I'm not saying he needs to do that against the first round or second round, but if you're trying to do what we all want and expect them to do, and that's go far, at least get to the Eastern Finals or the NBA Finals, he absolutely needs to go to at least 18, 20. He has to.
Has to. It ain't coming from nobody else, Ralph. It's got to come from your stars. It's got to come from your stars. You know what I mean? And it goes through them too. The record speaks for themselves, how good they are together. We know what Harris looks like in the playoffs. He's sometimes there, he's sometimes not. And same with Curry. Curry's hot and cold.
But do you have confidence in Simmons to do that for you?
No.
On a consistently basis in the playoffs?
No, we've seen it. We've already seen what he does in the playoffs. People say All-Star Ben, right? Ben Simmons in the playoffs is a different it's a different person. He's like a deer in the headlights, running into the zone, passing it out. Now he's going to get bailed out this year because he has legit shooters around him.
Yeah.
So it might be a little bit better, but he's going to have to take the mismatch just like he did today. Put him on the paint, put him on the block, and go to work. He's going to have to be able to do that.
Definitely. Why is it pathetic? Why is it pathetic that we're asking for 18, 20 points from a number 1 overall pick, max type player, Ben Simmons, who's literally he's a bona fide all-star, right? Why is it pathetic? Why is it pathetic? Is it unfair to ask that? I don't understand. What I'm not asking for 25. I'm not asking for 30. I can if we want. Like I can get cute. I want him to I want him to score his average. Too low? Oh, it's not enough. Okay, so you're taking the other side. So you're saying it's pathetic that we have to. I guess he's taking the stance that it's pathetic. We have to beg a number 1 overall pick, a Ben Simmons max type player to score 18 points. I guess that's the stance he's taking.
Yeah, I think the stance is taking that it's pathetic that we have to ask Ben Simmons. Have we repeatedly said if he gets a jump shot, he's a top 5 player in the league. Like, that's what we're asking from our star. Can you please give us 10, Ben? 18, Ben? Can you give us 15?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Or give us that 40-point game that you did earlier in the season. Come on. Let's do something.
You see what Philly Sports Passion just put on the screen, Ralphie? Embiid 30+, Harris 25+, Simmons 18+. If you get that and your other 2 guys aren't liabilities and you get the bench players, Dwight does his thing, obviously you get, George Hill does his job. You get efficiency, maybe not flashiness, but you get at least efficiency off your bench. You're making the finals.
You're going to the finals, absolutely.
No, I agree with that. But my stance is I just don't think Ben needs to score those 20 points.
I'll tell you what,
15's good. 15 and 12 every single night in the postseason can't get it done for you.
I tell you this: if he gets 15 and 12, then you need somebody else to give you another 10 or 15. You need like,
and that's where Curry or Danny Green comes into play. One of those small role player guys.
Okay,
you need Hill.
So let's map this out. Tom and I did this about 4 or 5 weeks ago on Monday Morning Quarterback. Frank, can you pull out the calculator just so we're
Yes.
And just to fill that time, man, James, what was it? James Lil. I didn't miss you. You made some money off me too, man.
The calculator's ready.
I see you, boy. Now
it's in scientific mode. So let's go.
So, fam, what I'm going to ask you guys to do, and then we're going to do it right here, give us your honest expectations for what each player is going to average in the playoffs, scoring. Because then we're going to add it all up, and we're going to see how many points we would average in a game. Because what's like, for example, Brooklyn, they're scoring, 120 points a night, 122?
Yeah, somewhere close to that, yeah.
So let's match their average with us, okay? And then if we put together, okay, if say Ben has 15, where are we making up those additional points? So
let me go first.
Well, who's going to be on the lineup for this playoff?
Yeah. We're going to debate it together. We're going to come up with a group project together. Because if we're each doing it, it's too many numbers. I'm not.
So Noah's going to get an A+ by not doing nothing.
I'm not trying to do.
What?
Okay, so Joel Embiid.
Joel.
Realistically,
32 points a night for Joel Embiid. I'm going to go 32.
Does everyone agree with that? I would say we should put his average at 30 points per game in the playoffs.
What is he now?
I think he's averaging 29.5, I want to say, in the season.
I like Ralph. I like 32. I think he'll step it up a little bit.
We're
going to need more than 30, in my opinion.
I could take more than 30. I think more than 30. I could say 32 in the 32, 35 range.
Remember, we're talking about average, right? Understand what that means. It's not just he's just going to do 32 every night. He's going to do 32. He might do 28, but then he might explode for 38 or 40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So right now he's averaging exactly 29 points per game.
Okay.
Yeah, 32. That's going to go up in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that goes up in the playoffs.
Well, now, real quick, can you see what he's averaging in the playoffs as a whole?
Ralphie, you've got the 10 screens. Can you do that? I'm working off.
Yeah.
You've got monitors on top of monitors over there. I mean, you got a command center. You're asking me?
Yeah.
Sam with another 10. Appreciate that.
Go ahead, Ralphie. Read that one. You can read that one.
What happened?
Read it.
I don't know. Sam says, I don't know if he scores 20. Great if not. Toby and Joel are the 1 and 2 for scoring options. I agree with that, Sam. So it goes both ways, to be honest. Also, he definitely needs to score more to win big time. But for now, things seem to be working. And I agree with that, Sam. I just don't think that Ben Simmons needs to score 20 in the playoffs every single night or consistently. He has guys around him that can fill that need.
Embiid is 22. He averages 22 points.
Oh, yeah, that's going up. That's going up.
Yeah.
Put 32 down. Let's do it.
Okay, so we're starting at 32 for Joel. Let's go to Tobias. What do we expect Tobias Harris to average in the playoffs? And we have to remember, he's struggled in the playoffs in the last couple of years. I think that changes just because Brett Brown is out of the building, to be honest.
Absolutely.
In his career.
Yeah.
22
I'm going to go 24
game.
points. 24 for Tobias.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. He's only been in the playoffs 3 times. 1 with Detroit and 2 with us. And he's averaged only 15 points.
I think that goes up. I'm going to go
24.
Nah, I don't even think it's that much. I'm going to go like 17, 18. He disappears in the playoffs. He's been known to do that.
I'll go with 20.
I think 22.
Yeah, that's
22, man.
You guys got no hopes for Tobias.
You want me to put 40 for everybody and then just say we're going to sweep the friggin' Clippers or the Suns? Because I'm not putting your Lakers in there right now. Man. You know what I'm saying? You want me to say we're sweeping everybody?
No, you can't. That's unrealistic.
Well, yeah. This isn't 2K. This isn't 2K on rookie mode, Ralph.
Come on now, Ralph.
It's real life.
24 is not wild.
Let's just put 21.
For him to average
All right,
24?
put 21.
21.
Put 21.
Okay. Because you'll see what I'm doing in a minute, Ralphie. See, I'm leaning towards your narrative. I'm helping you. Okay, I'm helping you here. Then let's go to Simmons.
16 points. Going 16.
Well, he just missed a wide open layup, so I'm going to say I'm going to say 15. I'm going to say he's going to average 15.
Oh. But he needs to score 20 though, right?
I didn't say I want him to score 15. I said he's going to score 15.
Give me 16.
Give
I'm
me
going to go
20.
18.
18,
20.
Frank?
Yeah.
20 for
from
Noah?
Nate?
Jesus.
I feel like you guys got close enough. I don't think I need to add anything. What am I going to say? 17?
Where's the tie?
Right.
So just put in
16's
16.
a good number.
Yeah, just put 16. Okay.
It's a good number.
So where are we at? Just how many points are we at just based off of those three players, Frank?
Maybe like 6.
It's a very nice number. It's 69 points.
Nice.
Hey. All right. All right. So then, according to Ralphie, better than his brother Seth Curry. How many points?
I'm
is
going
he
to go
average?
13. 13 for Curry.
Oh, but he's a superstar, right?
Ooh.
13 for Curry.
13. He's beating Durant.
13.
You say all that a few minutes ago, then you follow up with 13.
Yep.
I'll go
13.
12. I'll go 12 just because he's not his brother.
I'll also
that's
go
so
with
petty.
12.
You're so petty.
Nah,
Damn right I am.
I'm going worse. I'm going 8.
Wow.
Oh, we're getting swept. Though. We're getting swept. We're getting swept.
No, looks like you're about to fall asleep, brother.
And
I'm wide awake. Let's go.
Are we boring you?
Noah, how many points for Seth Curry? Not Steph Curry, Seth Curry.
I'll go with 6.
Oh, damn.
Jeez.
Frank?
I will go with 12.
Okay.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at his numbers right now, boys, and they're not good.
Well, in the playoffs?
In the playoffs,
How many minutes has he played in the playoffs? Though?
Well,
He's coming
what
off the
are
bench
they
right now.
there, Nate?
he's averaged 22 minutes in the playoffs, and he's averaged 7 points.
Yeah, he's going to get more than that.
Oh, that sounds like
Yeah.
6. How about
13.
that?
How many minutes is he averaging in the season? Let me see. I'll tell you right now. He's averaging 31, and he's playing more than 11 minutes more this season. Oh wait, no, that's Steph Curry. Hold on.
He's averaging 29 minutes a game.
And what was he averaging last year?
24. Yep.
Yeah,
Same.
he's gonna have a little more than that. Let's just put his average at 9. Okay, let's go low end with him. Let's just say 9.
I think it's right to go low end. I think you make up with George. Is where you make up with Hill.
Oh, okay. George. Well, let's go to all right. Danny Green. Danny Green.
All right.
How many?
8 points for Danny. 8 points.
11.
11.
Give me 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I like 10.
The only reason why I say is 8 because I saw him last year in the playoffs, so I'm gonna go 8.
Hey, listen. He missed a wide open jumper for you.
Wide open
I know it's on tape.
jumper.
Give me 12.
Frank?
Dang.
I will also go with 10.
Nate.
Who we talking about? Green?
Yep.
Yeah.
10.
10. All right, let's just put that at 11. Let's just go 11.
That's 3
11.
threes.
Yep.
He's good for 3 threes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, George Hill.
Oh my God. 6.
Yeah, I think you make it up here. I'm going like
6 or
12.
7 points.
I'm going 12. I think he plays more than you think.
Yeah, he's gonna finish some games. He's gonna finish some games. I'll go 13. If it's 6 points, Ralph, that trade was a bust. And I don't care if we didn't give up anything. If he averages 6 points for us, it's a bust.
You need him to get to 10 points a game. You need him.
Give me 7 points. 7 points.
Oh,
for
that's
George.
nice of you. That's nice of you.
Yeah, that's very generous. I'm going to go with what Philly Sports Passion put down. I think I'm going to go with 12.
Noah?
Okay.
George Hill?
12.
They got him for the playoffs, bro. You know what I mean? They got him for the playoffs.
Oh yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to play. He might even get more time than Curry if Curry's not hot.
He's definitely getting more time than Shake Milton. I'll tell you that right now.
For sure.
They got him to be the playoff, more experienced, probably better controlled Shake Milton. That's
how many people we got there, Frank?
6.
Right now we got 6.
So you only really got 3 more, right? This is your 9-man rotation.
Yeah. Because I mean, I know you've got. Hey, Greg.
Hey, what's up,
Yo,
guys?
what up, Greg?
Just in time. We're doing some math.
Oh,
Good
I'm out.
evening,
Didi with a
Greg.
grand slam, Greg.
What's that, Ralph?
Said Didi with the grand slam. You see
I
that?
saw. Yes, sir. Giddy up.
Greg, I just want to ask you real quick before we move on to our next player. How many points? I'll give you a rapid fire. How many points do you think Joel Embiid will average in the playoffs?
31.
Okay, you're right around us. Tobias.
26.
You guys are crazy.
Okay, that's a
Whoa.
little
Thank you,
higher.
Greg. I was right
Very
there with you.
generous.
Ben Simmons.
14.
Okay,
Thank
you're
you,
right
Greg.
there. You're right
Thank
there.
you. Yep.
You're right there. Seth Curry.
9.
Okay, you're very close. Danny Green.
What? 11.
10.
Damn it.
George Hill.
6.
That's what I said.
Oh my
That's what I
God!
said.
You realize that's
Yeah.
a bust of a trade if we do that. If
5
that
and a
happens?
half.
No, that's an average. It's an average. I don't think
Six?
he's going to see a whole lot of time.
Oh, I completely disagree.
I disagree.
What'd you trade for him for?
I didn't trade for him.
What did they trade for him for?
They didn't trade. They didn't give up much.
Sixers legend Tony Bradley?
I mean,
That was a joke, by the way, for all the angry comments about to get.
all right, maybe
And
6 is a
to the
little
angry
low, but I
comments
don't see
in
much more
3,
than 8,
2,
though.
1.
Yeah, I have like 13.
Yeah, I don't see that.
All right, so then we go to Dwight Howard.
Points
4.
or technical fouls?
Oh, you did both. You did both.
I think Dwight's going to give you a 7.
See, I'm going 10. I'll go 10.
Yeah, Dwight's good in the playoffs. I'm right there with Greg. 7. 7.
Nate?
I'm low. I'm 4.
4?
4.
He's getting. How many minutes do you think he's playing? He's
Yeah.
getting a lot.
4.
I'm not sure if he's going to play that much. I'm thinking Joel's going to be full-fledged 37, 38 minutes a night. And they're never on the court at the same time. So unless Embiid gets, like we've been saying it all day, knock on wood, he gets a little banged up or something, Dwight, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much do they keep this? The question is, you got to ask yourself, do they keep that same rotation they've been doing?
Right.
Because, I mean, he's been getting what? How long has Dwight been minutes? What, 15, 20 minutes almost?
Yeah, I mean, he usually gets the last 2-3 minutes of the first or third quarter, and then the first 3 to 4 minutes of the second and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And you're right. That's not going to be the same because you can't, in the playoffs, you can't afford to go 6 to 8 minutes of game time without Joel Embiid in the game.
So, I mean, he might, like, if it's a good matchup where they have a big and they have, obviously, which they do, where nobody can cover, either Dwight or Embiid, right? Then you'll see, Embiid, you'll see Dwight get in there. But if it's like Brooklyn or the Bucks, you can forget it. Dwight's just coming in when Embiid gets tired.
Oh,
Yes.
Joe, get up, please. Get up. Somebody help him up. Help him up.
He's up. He's up.
He's fine.
I think we should stop talking about people getting hurt. We've said that a couple times today. Everybody's said knock on wood a couple times today, so I'm done
Yeah, it's true.
talking about that shit.
I don't need to do another prayer service. We're good.
No, that's very true. All right, so let's put. Did everyone go with Dwight as far as their predictions? Frank?
I did not give my predictions. I'm going to go 6 for Dwight.
And what did you say, Greg?
7.
Let's go 8. Let's just go to 8. Let's just say
All right.
8. We're feeling good. We're
was
up by
paid.
15 against Houston.
was
We're
paid.
feeling good. Then
I see you, Noah. You're fading.
Yeah, Noah's going night
Noah's
very
going.
soon.
Yeah, you see the phone starting to fall
Yep.
down.
starting to
Phone
drip.
starts to
The
dip.
phone's like, the phone's like,
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back on the early mornings again. I've been up since 4 a.m.
Oh man, give us your time. I appreciate you, brother. Let's go.
I'll hang in there. I got another hour in me.
Hour. All right. We'll give a quick over under. Here, let's set an over under. How long? There's no one gonna until we start to drift.
10 minutes.
Let's
I'm
set
gonna
an
say-
over under at 8.5 minutes.
I'm going to say 12 minutes. I'm going to take the over. Do we have odds on that, Nate?
I don't know. That didn't reach the book. they took it off. They took it off the book. The odds didn't come back.
Oh, man.
Oh, we set it at over 45 minutes. I'm pounding the under. I'm
taking the over at 12.
Over.
Oh
Steph
shit!
Curry missed another
He's getting
shot.
up. He's getting up.
Yep. It's like, screw this.
Now he's sitting up,
Yeah.
making sure he doesn't lay down.
It's
Right.
like Michael Jordan. I took this personally.
By the way, bullpen specialist Matt Moore is in the game, by the way.
What?
Hey, full disclosure, I'm still lying in bed, just slightly more upright.
Wait, what are the
Oh,
Phillies
here
doing?
we go. Oh, by the way, for anybody who wants a Phillies update, we did have a 5-1 lead in this game, and it's slowly melting away. It's
Yeah,
now
usually
a
what happens.
slim
Oh,
5-4
5 to
lead.
4.
Oh.
Huh?
It's 5 to 4. Wow.
Yeah.
Right. It was 5-1, and then Jojo Romero happened.
Oh, God.
So we made it
So
an hour and
now
5
we
minutes
have
without.
Matt Moore in the game. That is just outstanding.
Yeah, we made an hour. We made it an hour and 5 minutes into the program before we started talking about the Phillies. Now we've reached the OMG. What the hell are the Phillies going to do to us? Part of the program.
Yep.
That's a Cinco de Mayo miracle.
Oh, that's great, Frank. My
Wow.
God.
Wow, they're
Okay.
plus 200 to win. Milwaukee, the Brewers are plus 200 to win right now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I would bet the house on that. Just
I
saying.
was about to say, hold up. Who's pitching right now?
I don't
Matt
know.
Moore.
We
Matt
just
Moore.
got a double play, baby.
Bullpen specialist Matt Moore.
Oh,
Dude,
boy.
Noah's ahead of everybody. How is Noah ahead?
How are they still plus 300? They just went up. Maybe like
What can I say? Verizon Fios is amazing.
Yep.
Shake Milton. Let's finish this exercise real quick. Shake Milton. How many points?
I think he can give you 8 in the playoffs.
I was gonna say
I'm going to go 7.
I'm going to go 4 because I think the rotation will be a little tighter.
I'm going to go 10.
Greg.
I'm going to go 7.
Greg.
I was gonna go 10 as well. So I'm gonna go 10.
All right, let's go 9. We'll average it out. We'll go 9.
9.
Any other points we see coming from anywhere?
What about Tease?
What, 1-3? Say we'll average 2.
3 points.
Wait, we're talking offense here.
All right.
3.
That's
Wait, give
Throwing out
three.
some names. I'm just throwing out some
Come on,
names. You know,
guys.
what about Corky? Like
Give
Corky?
me 5 from Corky.
Who's Corky? I guess
Furkan Korkmaz.
Oh,
Korkmaz.
Don't say that in front of Greg, Nate. He said, "Who's Corky?" That's his guy. That's his guy right there.
He's gonna be in the rotation.
You know he's hurt right now, right?
Yeah, I mean he's hurt now, but he's
Talk-
resting up for the bullpen for the
Oh,
playoffs.
You talked to him this morning.
Yeah,
Did he
yeah.
tell you ready? He told you
Yep.
to be ready. Okay.
He told me he'd be ready to go.
All right. Just
Ah.
making sure. Any other
What,
points?
you going to go visit them in
No.
Turkey in the offseason?
I love turkey.
I'm
Thanksgiving's
just
a great holiday.
I'm just going to move on from that comment. So how many points have we reached total, Frank, if we're averaging it all out?
He hasn't
All right.
added them up yet.
I swear to God, if he hasn't added them all up yet, I'm going
He
to.
hasn't. He's just putting them in now.
No,
Frank,
I'm writing down the numbers, and then if you
Just
were
put
going to
it
add
in
just
anything,
type. Less talking, more type.
oh, yes, master.
Oh man,
Yeah, I don't know what that was either.
118.
Yeah, you guys are getting swept.
Greg, you missed it. We were doing that because the Brooklyn Nets, they're averaging close to like 120 points per game.
But we're only giving up 103 a game.
No, I hear you. What I wanted to do earlier before we got that super chat that
Seth Curry with a 3, baby.
oh, that's great.
Oh, great.
Go.
How many points does he have now, Ralphie?
No idea.
Surprised you weren't keeping track of that. If the playoffs started today, this is what we were going to do earlier. I'm just going to give you guys what the matchups would be and how you're feeling about each matchup if they happen, because we're starting to see kind of a structure.
Yep.
So in the playoff seeding or the playoff tournament, it's 8 through 10, correct? Or
7
That
through
is
10.
correct.
7 through 10?
7 through 10.
Okay.
Yep,
So
7 through 10.
So the 4 teams that would be in the playing
Play-in
tournament
game.
are the Heat,
Yep.
the Hornets,
Yep.
the Pacers,
Yep.
and the Wizards.
Yep.
Who do we like getting out of that?
Miami and the Hornets.
I forget that structure. What is it? 7 plays 11 or 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9?
7 plays 10, 8 plays 9.
Yeah.
But if 7 and 8 both win, all 7 and 8 have to do is just win 1 game and they move on.
Okay.
9 and 10 have to win 2 games to keep it going.
Gotcha.
Where do you get Miami as 7? I have Boston at 7 and what I'm looking up.
Google.com.
I got Google as well. And I got and it's got Boston at 7 for me.
You guys don't use ESPN? You guys Google it?
I'll go to the NBA at. Hold on.
That was
I got Miami
Give
at
me a second.
Yeah, that's what threw me off. I'm like, why do you have Miami in the play-in? I have Boston in the play-in.
What do you have, Nate? I'm going whatever Nate has.
Yeah,
I'm going.
Miami's
Yeah.
7, Charlotte's 8,
All right.
Indiana's 9, Washington's 10.
Thank you.
Google standings.
Yo, what up, Tommy?
We Google Gate.
Yeah, we were talking about. You missed it, Tom. We were doing some easy math earlier. We were talking about it. Remember a few weeks ago, Tom? We were talking about
He
how many
remembers.
points each player would average in the playoffs. Because Ralphie, see, I'm coming right after you, Ralph. See, I'm putting you right in here. Ralphie doesn't believe Ben Simmons needs to average what, Ralph? 18?
20 points a game, dude. The question was 20. I said he doesn't have to do that. He has to give me at least 15 to 16 points. And you guys went all up crazy. Oh, he's got to give me 20.
Well, you were saying it was outlandish to ask for that, Ralphie. Let's not change the narrative. We're on tape.
It's not outlandish to ask for 20. To expect 20 is probably more outlandish than asking for it. But I mean, the common thing, like, have a feel for the room, dude. We need you like 15, 16. That might be a night where you have to give me 20 plus, and a night where you can come back and give me 10 or 12 because other guys are hot. It's just a feel the room thing. It truly is. It's a game by game feel the fucking room. And if you can do that, we can be successful and win. So like the number nightly can change, right? Per se. But like if Seth's struggling and Danny is struggling or Tobias is having an off night, I need you to be assertive. And if that's a 20 pluser, then yes, right? And if another night you can come back and give me 10, 12 and do the other things great too, I think we can deal with that if we're winning. It's just, like I said, it's a nightly feel the fucking room thing for this guy. You know what I mean? Really, it comes down to. It's weird, but that's what it comes down to. I mean, Joel's got 34 right now, by the way. I mean, just
I know.
turn a switch on. He was 2 for 9 at one point. Now he's 10 for 17.
Crazy. Okay, so do we all agree? See, Ralphie, I disagree with you. Out of that 7 through 10, I like the Wizards and Heat.
So Mr. Cool is right. The 7th place team hosts the 8th place team in a 1-game tournament, in a 1-game matchup. The 9th place team hosts the 10th place team in a 1-game matchup. The winner 7-8 is in the playoffs.
Gotcha.
As the 7th seed.
Last year they had it 7 and 10, 8 and 9, and then if 7 and 8 won their games, then they would just went to the playoffs. Yeah.
The loser of the 9-10 game is out.
Gotcha.
And then the winner of the 9-10 game plays the loser of the 7-8 game for that final spot.
Gotcha. Okay.
What the hell is he bat flipping for? You see that?
Who?
or Double?
No.
What, on a fly out?
Yeah, you friggin' bat flipped on a flyout.
You act like that's not new.
No, I mean, the way he reacted, I'm like, oh, that's gone. Some insurance, and then it's like a shallow pop out.
At least he has a hit tonight. So I think they go with the
Take what we could get.
Yeah, true.
From center field.
I don't think anybody wants to play the Wizards. I'm looking on this run that they've had. They've only lost 3 games out of the last 18, something like that. 1, 2, 3.
Listen, they play great. They've been playing great basketball, but I can't. My aspirations personally, like talking Sixers, now everybody else, different story. My aspirations, I can't be worried about the Wizards or any of those teams. Right, like I said, I think you guys were talking right when I left about like what team scares you. Boston or Miami. I think it just depends, right? I mean, both of them can be a little scary, but both series are a series that we should win based off of how both teams have played this year.
Yeah.
Now, or can it be tough series? Sure. Like, I think Boston can be tough for teams. They got good guard play. They got a good head coach, right? And Miami, same thing. They got good guard play. They got a damn good head coach, right? And they have Jimmy Butler. So I mean, both teams have their
buckets.
Both teams have their scare. But I mean,
hold on. Is it over and under? What was the over and under? He's gone. He's out. What was the over and under? Was it 15 minutes?
Dude, he is out.
He's out.
It was 8.5. 8.5.
8.5?
Oh my god,
guys! Would you just leave the studio and just have the camera on him? See how long it takes for him to notice.
We should all scream. I think we should all scream.
Or Frank, there's no studio.
I know. I think we should just all leave and just have the camera focus on him for like a minute.
Yeah, no. Everybody was talking. Nobody saw that. The over and under. What was the over and under?
It was 8.5. It was
45 minutes.
8.5. No, it was 8.5. I said.
Did he make it? Did he make it?
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Stop touching.
Okay, there we go. Should we yell? Should we scream?
No. No.
This is
he said he's been up since 4, man. Give him a break. But that is fucking funny, though. That is hilarious. It looks like the top of Ben Roethlisberger. Out cold.
Like what you got from watching the NFL draft from rounds like five look around 3 through 7.
That's Tom. That's why, like, I was trying to, because Ralphie sent me a picture of him, and I was trying not to laugh because you were making a good point.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, what did I say? I'm thinking in my head, like I'm being accountable here. What the fuck did I say? And then I'm like, oh my god, look at this guy. Look at this guy's out.
Yeah, you were talking, and I'm like, holy shit, he's out.
Johnny, that's great, Johnny.
He likes you after a bender.
We have to do something to him. We have to
do something.
There's nothing we can do to him.
What are we going to do to him? I'm yelling. Like, what are we going to do?
We're going to scare him.
We're already yelling. We're not like we're being low.
He's out.
I thought the Sixers lost to the Rockets. See, nothing mattered. Oh my God, the Eagles drafted Quiddy Pay, not Devontae. Nothing mattered.
Howie did what?
Nothing matters.
Oh yeah, no, he's out. He's gone.
He's gone.
Blackie to win the game.
All right, in my ear, brother. Shit.
Wilson said earlier he looked like he was in a coffin. Maybe he is.
So here's the question: how long does he stay there? Does he even wake up though?
I just the camera moved a little bit.
Yeah, it moved.
Because he's falling.
Yeah. He's falling.
I mean, he's falling. I mean, sooner or later, he's going to be off camera and it's just going to be sitting there.
Maybe like the camera's going to fall off on the ground. We're going to be staring at like the floor for like.
Is he breathing?
Yeah, he's breathing. He's alive.
I gotta ask these questions. I don't know.
It's these questions. It's Noah. He's fine. He's fine. If you didn't know him, you would think he would need a counseling center or Sunrise Detox.
Wow, what a great plug.
I mean, if you didn't know him, you'd be like, is this dude just dipping out like live on air? Like, what did he drink or take? You know what I mean?
He was fading before. The phone was fading before. You know, I catch him all the time.
He was laying down. Yeah, Nate, I saw it right as you said something too. Like he was laying down. The phone was like bobbing.
We know many of us like Noah or our family through a mental health and addiction issues. We're happy to support Sunrise.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, bring it up.
Yeah, there we go.
There's the plug. I can't believe you just
I'm not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at needing help. I'm laughing at it because no, it doesn't help, but maybe he does. And you might be in the same situation. It's not sure.
God.
That's
not
funny.
Sure.
That's funny. Sweet dreams, Noah.
Listen, this guy's been falling asleep since we started ATK.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We would the long-time listeners
back at CSB. You were going like 20-minute rants, like
yeah,
at CSB back in the day, and then 5 minutes later,
we would be getting
leaving it all out there.
Ryan, remember the time when Noah fell asleep at the studio in Mount
Which
Ephraim?
time?
And when we pretended we were going live. And we played the music. We got the headphones on. He was like, "No, wake up! We're live! We're live!"
Yeah,
and he had like this startled look on his face. He's like, "What?"
Yeah, we would get to the studio an hour early, and Noah, he would just be there, passed out on the couch.
How much? Oh yeah, you want to tell me? I mean, he would be in my house essentially.
He'd be there by like 2 hours before everybody else shows up.
I used to have him and Maddie sleeping head to toe in the bed downstairs back in the day.
The dog's going crazy when Noah's sleeping out in the back on the front porch.
Well, I'll end it here. I mean, do we have class and take them off, or do we let this play out?
No, we let it play out.
Let it play out.
It wasn't us. We didn't go night. Yeah, I mean, he's before Lily is. I mean, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like he's out before.
Oh, Steven's got a good one. How long till the nose is gone? Over under?
It's drifting. It's drifting.
It's drifting.
I would say over under 3 minutes.
Nah, I go over. I think he's in a good spot.
Yeah, remember, he propped himself up. Remember,
he propped himself up.
That's right. He propped himself up.
It's pure. It's the airplane fall, right? Like at any point, it's the head's gonna go and like a quick. I
can't believe this is being talked about.
You feel like you're falling off a bridge. Like, oh, look, I jump,
and then your head jolts back.
Yeah. It's what.
I'm awake.
The phone will fall. I want to know how he's holding the phone. That's the question.
It's an example of pure athleticism, Nate.
Yeah,
pure athleticism.
That's definitely. Let me tell you.
That's crazy.
See the guy walking. He'll go.
He's been close a couple of times. I've called a couple of times, but this time he's out cold, man.
I mean, good for him. Get some rest.
Yeah.
Good for him. A little power nap will come back fired up.
He will.
So I just want to get gut feeling wise. So if that's the case, the Sixers would face the Wizards in the first round of the playoffs. Is that a sweep?
It's a 5-gamer at max.
Okay.
No, because Washington's playing well enough right now that they're going to get a game.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if they're feeling good, but they still can't guard a parked car. So they've been playing better basketball, but I'm not scared of the freaking Wizards. I mean, Beal and Westbrook are pimps, but
we match up. I mean, even our guards, we match up because of the length.
Who's their big? Is it? I think it's Robin Lopez. I think is their starting big,
which is serviceable, but I mean, not against the best player on the planet. So good luck.
Yeah.
Then you've got Brooklyn against the Heat.
That's a fucking tough series.
Yeah. Easy 6-7.
That's a dog fight like we want them to be in, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Early dog fight.
And I say Brooklyn in 6.
Who would Milwaukee have?
Milwaukee would have, if it finished today, they would have the Celtics.
Another good open.
And that's a scary series.
From Milwaukee, sure.
I really want those two to get flipped, though. I really want the Bucks to see the Heat in the first round, and I really want to see the Nets and Celtics in the first round. Because Miami would give the Bucks fits if they're healthy.
I think both teams give each other fits. I would say if you want to talk about the guard play aspect of it, because you're just saying, okay, what 3 guards are going to play better, with Nets Celtics, because that's what that comes down to. Like, what 3 guys are going to play better? Is it going to be the guards from the Celtics or the guards from the Nets? Right? They match up like perfectly well. They're like splitting images of each other. It'd be an interesting little series. Nets Celtics, just because can the better version beat them, right? You know what I mean? Because it's a better version of the Celtics, but the Celtics have played together for a minute. Is Kemba healthy? Yeah. Do you have the hate Kyrie going on? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when won the did you drop that? Oh my God, good catch. Good catch. Sorry, I'm watching the Phillies.
No, same here. I was frozen with fear for a second. I didn't know. I didn't know if they were going to catch that.
No, nothing's easy, right?
No.
Like 5-0 lead tonight. You have a 5-0 lead, and boom, 5-4. Like it's just nothing's easy, and they've scored runs, but they haven't been able to tack on, and that's just a little concern. But go ahead. What are we talking about again?
So then the next series you've got 4-5 Knicks Hawks.
Ooh,
that's Knicks.
Yeah, I would say Knicks in 6. Knicks in 6.
Hawks the most overrated 4th seed of all time. Like who do they scare? They don't scare nobody.
Trae Young's struggling right now too.
I like the Knicks in that series.
And they're banged up. Too. I know Trae might be back, but he's been dealing with an ankle injury. You know what I mean? So in a long, drag out series, that's going to come back to haunt you.
Hawks in 5. Ooh. I disagree, Red Sand.
I disagree.
And 5. Who are the Hawks? Who are the Hawks? I mean, listen, they're a better team. They're much improved. I love the coaching staff, but let's calm down on them for a second. I mean,
we got a lot of Atlanta.
The Knicks are bringing to the table, and that's defense in that series. So
absolutely,
the Knicks are tough, man. I mean, I'm not scared of them, but they're tough. They're definitely tough. They're going to give anybody they play a dogfight.
Thank you, Sam, again. He says, I feel like Westbrook and Beal's chemistry is going to get a lot better by the playoffs, and they're low-key going to be cracked by the playoffs. I don't know.
Yeah, but if we're scared of them, thank you, Sam, again, brother. But if we're scared of them, we got a problem. They are much improved. They got really good chemistry. Everything he's saying is factual. They're playing great basketball as of late, but we can't be worried about that. Not worried, but saying dude, this is more than this. The most is a 6-piece.
But not even that, too. What are we worried about? They're the 10th seed right now. We're at the top of the food chain. We're worrying about the back of the bus. Like, come on, man.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about them. Great players. A lot of people out there hate Westbrook. I'm a big Westbrook fan myself. Love Bill. He stood in there as well. They're playing hot right now, but I think we would, if we ever saw Washington, I think we would sweep them.
And then say for example that, oh my God,
fucking hit them. Fuck you.
We're doing this again.
Oh, your fucking shit.
Oh, don't apologize, Tom. You're not pitching right now. You're not pitching. If the scenario that we just talked about happens, we would either face the Knicks or the Hawks in the second round.
Wow. I mean, good for us.
I know.
That's the way you draw it up.
Yeah. That's again going
to me,
back
that's
to
why
poll,
the number one. Was that the poll?
Yeah, the Sixers need to finish as the number 1 seed. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I would agree to that. I think with the changes we made in the offseason, and I'm trying to be, oh my God, I just caught the hit. Yeah. At least De Los Santos is on the lineup card tonight.
Thanks, Joe.
With the changes we made in the offseason to a third of our roster and the whole coaching staff, I think we're a bit early, right? To where, we all had Eastern Conference Finals because I think that's the way our core was set up, and that's fair. But obviously, as the season rolls on, our expectations change. And I think we're all happy with an Eastern Conference Finals, but why not get a little greedy, right? And to get greedy, I think that number 1 seed is so important because of what you just said. Second round of the playoffs, we're facing the Knicks or the Hawks, and we're not facing the Bucks and the Nets, right? I think it's almost it's going to be impossible for anybody to go through all 3 of us or all 2 of us, the top 3. Whoever goes through both of them, however it happens, is going to be either dog tired for the finals or just playing that well, they steamroll the finals. So I think if to capitalize on this year, get the number 1 seed, make your life easier, and set yourself up.
Hey, Greg, I was jumping in front of you real quick, right?
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I was looking at this from a betting perspective.
Okay.
Who you think is going to win? Either somebody on the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference? Because we looked at the odds,
Right.
and the Bucks are real interesting at plus 750 to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks.
The way they're playing right now too, as well.
And that you're right. They are playing well. I think it is whoever comes out of the East right now, because any one of us three, as I kind of just mentioned, are going to be playing so well, or you hope, especially if it's us, right? We're going to be playing so well in order to beat Brooklyn and/or Milwaukee that we're just going to be riding high.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think any one of us gives fits matchup wise to the Western Conference.
Absolutely.
So, if the Sixers play the Knicks and or the Hawks, what would we say? If it's the Hawks, we beat them in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I think we sweep them.
I was just saying, I actually think we sweep them.
I think we can sweep both. I think we can sweep both series, but I'll say 5-5 just for the sake of argument, just because it is. You know what I mean?
I'll give the Knicks a game.
But that's the way to get there. I mean, like Greg said, that's what we were talking about earlier on in the show. I mean, you're not trying to take the easy route, but again, why not? We haven't gotten to that Eastern Conference Finals yet. And if we really want to have aspirations of winning something, why not take a little bit of an easier route to get there and let these teams beat up on each other a little bit? So it's extremely important to get it, and that's why tonight, just a gimme game, but go. You know what I mean? Go blow somebody out. And they did. So they're playing their best basketball, even though they're playing nobody recently, going into the playoffs, which is a win.
We'll do a rapid fire this real quick, but just because I know people were asking earlier about the West. So right now, the 4 teams in the playing game, sorry, LeBron, that you're not officially included at the moment in this would be the Trailblazers at 7, the Warriors at 8, the Grizzlies at 9, and the San Antonio Spurs at 10.
Oh, wait, and the Lakers a 12 seed or 11 seed?
6.
Oh,
we're 6.
Hey.
That's a hell of a game, man. Portland and Golden State to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're 2 teams that they're 2 teams that I want to see in the first round for sure. I mean, just because Dame time can go off and beat you in a series, and the other guy is sure as hell can beat you in a series. So
yeah, I know.
I mean,
you jonesing over there?
Yeah.
yeah.
So do we? Sorry, what was that, Tom?
No, it's just it's the Western Conference is more like evened out per se. Like it's like not as top heavy because of the injuries. And it's not a top heavy depending on what you think of the Utah Jazz, right? So if you look at the Utah Jazz, like I look at them like, right?
They're all hurt. They're hurt.
Same.
No, Denver's really the hurt one in the group, right? I mean, we're just losing.
Yeah, they lost Jamal. Yeah,
Mitchell being out is huge too.
Who?
You said
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, but
Rookie
he's
of the
coming
year.
back though. He's coming back though, Nate.
Yeah,
they lost Murray.
But I agree. I understand what you're saying, but he's not. I don't think he'll be back 100%. Because what was it, like an ankle, right?
Yeah,
his ankle.
He could be.
I mean, we know what LeBron says about the ankle. He might never be 100%, forever in his life. I mean, poor guy. Like
that $1 million.
I give him credit though, man. As much people hate on LeBron, I've always been a LeBron fan, man, and he has miles on his tread, bro.
Oh, listen, I'm a LeBron guy because I don't want to hate greatness. I don't want to hate greatness, Nate, but I hate excuses. You're too great to make excuses. Knock it off. Knock it off. You don't need to publicly make excuses, right? Like, I'll never be the same. Like, oh, my God, woe is me. I'll never be. No, you're 38. Of course not. Or 36. You're never going to be the same. You're older. Thank God, it's just the way it goes. But, I'll say that I just don't – I didn't care enough about Utah with Mitchell. Right, so they just don't scare me West-wise. Now, Joker always scares you because Michael Porter Jr. has been playing really good basketball.
Really good.
So I don't know if they've even lost a step. One guy just said, "Oh yeah, you want to let me be the second guy? I'll go for 30 a night."
Yeah.
And they're still really good. So I'll say right now, I think Denver's the best team in the West still.
There's only one team I like more than them, and that's the Suns.
Are they? And you make the same argument for Denver.
What are you doing?
Is Booker and Ayton old enough to do it? Is Chris Paul enough for that young group for them to get there? Right? Like,
Yeah.
Probably. He probably is. Like, you're right. Them and Denver are the two teams, right? That you look at as the teams, and then the case for the Lakers is always going to be there if LeBron's healthy. Like, if LeBron's at the ankles 95%, they're always in there because greatness is greatness, and I'll never run from
No, and I totally agree.
There's
I
no
totally agree.
Dude, John's comment was the best. We almost lost the nose, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's
Halfway
getting
there.
there, it's drifting.
Yeah,
No one can sleep on the Lakers except Noah.
That's amazing. He's out.
yeah. Hey, Ralph, I got some new LeBrons right here, man. Look at those.
Oh, those are nice.
Oh, yeah, man.
Those are nice.
Listen, I want to reiterate this again. Like, I've been a big advocate of this, and Greg knows this, Ryan knows this, and a lot of guys do, is just try not to hate greatness in the moment because, like, we do so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all do. We're like, fuck this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jordan dealt with the same stuff, right? Jordan dealt with the same hatred. You know, if you weren't a Bulls fan, and when your career's over, the love affair starts, right? Like, Kobe dealt with the same stuff.
Yeah.
And when his career ended, it was a love affair for Kobe. And LeBron's going to get that same treatment when it's all said and done. But these are the things you can't do. Like, you can't be a walking contradiction at the end of your career when it comes to basketball. I'm talking about on basketball stuff. You know, you can't be a walking contradiction at the end of your career, like loving something and hating something, and talking about firing guys. Like, calm down. All right. And then you can't make the comment, you'll never be the same. Like, you spend $1 million+ a year on your body. You're never going to be the same because you're getting older, but you're the same when you're 95%. So knock it off. Knock it off. 3 months down, 3 months of rest, you'll be the same guy you were before the ankle injury. So stop it. Stop it.
I see exactly what he's doing, Ralphie. And Ralphie, you can't even deny it either. If he's making that comment because if they don't win the finals or if they're a disappointment in the playoffs, I wasn't 100%. Then
it's backup stuff, yeah.
Then if they do win the finals, this is my greatest achievement because I won it. I'm like Tiger Woods. I won the championship on one leg.
I want to thank my ankle
for holding up.
But going back to your question, Tom, as far as like, do we believe the Suns are ready? I think the only guy I'm semi-worried about is Booker's just a killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not worried about Booker.
I don't know. He's been struggling since he had that knockout shot against Kendall.
Listen. What struggle?
He's fine in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and listen.
Well, does Chris Paul get magically hurt again? That's what James Harden.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing with
That's a big concern for them.
Chris Paul is so important to them.
He is.
If he gets hurt.
Yep. They're an average team without him.
Absolutely. They're back to what Phoenix used to be.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to say that, right? Because they're the best team in the West. So with Chris Paul, they're the best team in the West. Like, that's
they have also one of the most, I don't want to call him the most underrated player in the league because he's not a superstar, but as far as importance for a team, Jay Crowder. As far as importance, you just talk about where he goes. He's like, we talk about Danny Green, about wherever he goes, they win. Jay Crowder's the same guy.
Yeah, he doesn't win, but everywhere he goes, they compete.
Yeah.
They're deep. They got a lot of guys. Like, they got a lot of toughness. You know,
he's a tough guy.
Dario's a tough guy. They got a lot of toughness on that roster. But you're right. Like, that's the thing. They're probably like a 5 seed without Paul, right?
Yeah.
And no, I would take Devin Booker over Donovan Mitchell. That's just me. I'm not a big Donovan Mitchell guy. So I don't hate him. I just it's not my cup of tea. Like 41%, 38% shooting nights, and then you score 32. Like that, I see right through that. So that's just me on Donovan Mitchell. Devin Booker, way more efficient, way more of a real killer.
Yeah.
And having that calming influence, right, of that veteran there, not only being there, but run the point. That's why the one team we haven't brought up that I can't believe I'm doing it, I can't believe I forgot about them, is the Clippers. I mean, when you add Rondo, a calming influence of that point guard for them guys is so important. Like the Clippers, there's 3 teams, maybe 4. The West is good too. I mean, let's not run from it. They're good too. I know they're not as good as years past because you don't have that Warriors team per se, right? But the more we like talk about it, or at least I feel like I'm saying stuff, they're tough, man. Clippers could fucking come out of the West. Who's surprised? You surprised?
Nope.
Nah.
Nope. Absolutely not.
And that's what they needed this year.
Hold on, Ralphie. He's just trying to disagree on purpose. If I put the gun to your head, you're disagreeing with that, then you'd be surprised?
I would be surprised if they came out the West. I really would. There's something wrong with that, this whole configure of team.
Yo,
you know, I think me and my guy Steve, we used to argue about this all the time. Like here's a question for everybody, even everybody out there and you guys on the show. Do you consider Paul George a superstar?
Man,
I think he's a star. I don't think he's a superstar.
An all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rondo's the big thing now.
Yep. He's the glue.
He's
the glue.
Now let me ask you this, Nate. If the Clippers don't make it to the finals this year, is Kawhi staying?
No.
Is this his last year?
He's a free agent this year.
He's a bouncer.
I think he's out. I think he's out regardless.
He might be. I mean,
if they don't make it to the finals, you think he's gone?
I don't know.
He won a title. He won a title with the Raptors and he bounced, so he's not above leaving after a championship.
I mean, but this is different, right? He went back home.
True, but you know where I can see him go though?
What?
The locker room down the hall?
No. Keep going north.
Golden State?
Oh my God!
Out of my freaking head.
You know, it's possible because all they got to do is unload Wiggins, and they got it right there.
Yep. It's a perfect landing place because you're still on the West Coast, right? And it's just built at Durant shoe. Just build a Durant shoe.
That would be insane if he went.
That would be.
I thought I was the only one in this room that was going to say that too. I thought I was going to come in with some out of left field, and then Tom does that. He does that.
They really might go 82-0.
with Clay back too. Once you get Clay
back,
back,
you can Clay. You don't even need Clay. Go buy Clay. Buy Clay. You know what I'm saying?
They would break the record for sure.
Oh yeah.
Go get close to it, real close.
Imagine that
break everything.
Imagine that perimeter defense with Clay.
Oh my God.
And Draymond.
It would be unfair, Tommy. It would be unfair, Tommy.
Wow.
Heisman second year.
They're going to put up 130 and hold you to 95 every night.
Yep.
They would. That'd be ugly. And he would fit right in, right? He would be so seamless in that offense. Oh, my God. That would be
I would like to see him. I mean, obviously, I would love to see him come here. I mean, that's forefront. But I would like to see him go to the Mavericks, to be honest.
He's staying on the West for sure, though.
That's an interesting one. I don't see him going back to Texas, right? Like just with Antonio. But I mean, that dude's a weird cat, so I can see him going anywhere. Like you could say, "Hey, does he go back to Canada?" You know what I mean? Like I can,
yeah.
You're not even allowed in Canada, but I can see
Vancouver, Vancouver Grizzlies
like
with Damon Sotomayer.
Could he go down the hall? Could he go down
some big country?
Maybe he go down the hall. They don't have the money for it, so
not yet.
Let's not do this again.
Let's
not do this again.
Not yet until we call Adam Silver. Hey,
worse than calling the Golden State, in my opinion.
I agree.
You think so? Over? I don't know, man.
Ralphie, you're talking about 3.
No, that's a great team.
You're talking about 3 first team defenders. That's better than getting Durant. It's almost like better than getting Durant because the production's going to be there and the defense is better. It's almost like, how do you get better? The only knock is who is Clay after 2 of them. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not a doctor.
That's a great question.
But you're still fine. Like you're still fine.
Mm-hmm.
You're still winning. You're still winning 70 games in an 82 game season, probably. Maybe not, but you're at least winning 68.
Yeah.
I don't see him going to the Knicks, but I like him at the Knicks.
That's a good place.
It's just the market, right? If he cares about his brand, that's a great market. You know what I mean? And they have no stars, right? They got Randall. He's not he's playing like a star, but he's not.
And the Knicks going to this free agency, they have a buttload of money.
Nobody wants to play.
He could.
Right.
He could go to New York. I actually like the fit in New York.
Imagine they bring back Randall, they get Kawhi, and then this isn't flashy, even though I think half the league would go crazy for it. But Oladipo is kind of been tied to them. Oh, it's gone. He's done. It's done. He's done.
Is he awake?
He's awake.
Oh, there he is.
He's awake.
He lives.
Wow. Puke and rally.
You're not dreaming, Noah. This is real. This is live.
Noah, this is your conscience speaking.
We start talking about Warriors. Warriors.
Warriors super team got him shook.
They were keeping track. 23 minutes.
23 minutes.
Wow.
And for all you people counting at home, 23 minutes.
Wow.
He's the best. We thought about making y'all scream, but we're like, this is just too good. Like we're yelling, and you're just catching a power nap. It's good for you.
Absolutely.
Oh, there he is. Okay. I was just like,
I'm about to say, you're going to say something for the people?
Some water in you. Yeah. Philly's trying to close this one out.
No, go take your ass to bed, Noah. That's what I'm about to do in about 5 minutes.
I'll run before we watch the Phillies try to choke this one away here.
It's happening now. 3-0 count.
Oh yeah. Here we go. So live look. This is if the
Alvarado's in. Did he win his appeal?
I don't think it. Well, no. I thought it got down. It got put down to 2 games.
No, then he did him.
Oh, so he already sat.
Yeah, I guess the last 2 nights. Yeah.
Yeah, went for okay.
Still a joke.
You freaking walking guys. Can't walk guys.
Ball 4.
Yeah, four straight balls too.
Man, Noah's awake.
There's more strikeouts than hits through the first month of the season. Stop walking guys. My goodness gracious. Stop walking guys.
Sam must have hit some of that money pop money, man. I like it, man.
We appreciate you, Sam. So if the season ended today, this is how the seedings would go. So gut feeling on this, it would be Suns versus Warriors in the first round. Suns handle it.
Suns, Gesundheit.
It would be
What?
Jazz.
Thank you.
Jazz Blazers.
Jazz.
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 Oh.
Who said Blazers? Somebody said Blazers?
Tommy did.
I'm going to Blazers. Yeah, I like the Blazers.
I'll bet on Dame time.
Yeah, I bet on Dame time in that series.
For some, especially if you don't think Utah is, if Utah is good as they say they are.
Problem is their defense. Blazers defense is just so friggin' bad. Like they're like all world bad, but I think that at least gets to 6 or 7. I don't think it's a sweep by any means. Come on, Alvarado.
I can't. Oh wow.
Wow,
That was a terrible call, by the way.
That was generous. Appreciate you, Hump.
This guy's had a Greg Maddox zone tonight behind the plate.
I know.
Really. Outside corner and inside corner.
Now here's the big one, Ralphie.
Nuggets
Your
and
first round of the
Lakers.
playoffs would be the Battle of Los Angeles. 3-seed Clippers versus 6-seed Lakers.
Ooh.
Bye, girl.
Yeah, you guys are getting bounced in. I would
Nope.
say 6.
Nope.
You guys are getting bounced
Nope.
in 6.
I'll take
Nope.
I'll
Lakers
take
in
the Lakers
7.
on that one.
Lakers in 7.
the Lakers in 6.
Clippers in 7.
Okay.
Clippers at 4 after LeBron breaks his ankle
Breaks.
Oh, jeez.
or turns it again. Sorry,
Greg does hate.
I do hate it,
He
LeBron.
hates him so much.
And
Hey, LeBron. Never mind. I don't want to stay on forever.
and finally, you've got Nuggets versus Mavericks, 4-5.
Nuggets.
Nuggets in 5.
Nuggets.
So now we switch to the Phils. Now we got to watch this horror show.
Oh boy.
Just one pitch away from another 1-run win.
Oh, what the flying fuck?
Oh no! Oh no! No!
He gets it early.
Oh my!
I'm way behind. I'm way behind. I can't wait. I can't wait for this.
There's the there's that one pitch away out the window.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tying run on second, pass ball.
When Noah said that, by the way, I thought it was like a 2-run home run.
Yeah,
that's what I thought as well.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, I'm waiting for the home run. But my phone didn't blow up from like other group chats. So I'm like, all right, maybe it didn't happen.
If Lorenzo Cain wasn't stealing, JT would have blocked that ball, but whatever.
Maybe. That thing was fucking spiked, so who knows?
Dude, I know. Golly.
Wait, dumb question. When is Archie Bradley supposed to be back?
Next year.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks for the
No idea.
motivation.
It's ridiculous, Rye. I'm with you.
Because it started out as like a 10-day IL, and then I'm like, oh wait, Archie's like still gone. Like it's been more than 10 days.
Alvarado hasn't got besides him a freaking strike since he's talking shit.
I know.
My God, he ran his mouth, which I'm a big fan of.
Strike 3.
No. Thank goodness. The old Jennies.
So back on April 14th, I don't see anything new.
All right.
April 14th, Girardi said Bradley would be 3 to 4 weeks, which is right around now.
All right.
But Philly signed Ruben Tejada to a minor league contract.
Oh.
I thought is that only 1 out? I thought it was 2 outs.
Yeah, 2 outs.
It's 2.
Yeah, it is 2. Okay, that's what I thought.
Travis Shaw up.
Oh my God. Don't lose a baseball, please.
I know, please don't.
I can't even watch it because I think Noah's gonna tell us before.
Oh no! Oh, he was drifting again. He was drifting.
He was
so important.
Oh man,
this could be another 1-run win, and when you're doing that, with your bullpen getting outs, right, it becomes a confidence for your team, right? Like it's like you start believing, like, okay, we can win these types of games, and that's important for this baseball team, especially at home right now, because this baseball team has played well at home. They play like shit on the road, and they really got to be a damn good home team. And if they win tonight, guess what? You know, they're in first in the East. And
I was about to ask that. I see so much flack out there with the Phillies, but aren't they first? I mean, it's a long fucking season, right? It's long.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're first in, in the what is it, Atlantic?
The East. But Nate, this is what it is, Nate. It's the up and down. It's the way they win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. They haven't put anything together. They show the same inconsistencies they showed last year, which being around a 500 team. And this would be their first essential winning streak since the first week of the season?
Yeah, since they won 4 in a row. Yeah. Because they won 4 in a row until the last 2 games. They've gone literally up and down. Win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1.
1 strike away, boys.
Come on.
Sweet dreams, Noah.
By the way,
because guess what, boys? You would get these 2 saves right now, back-to-back games without even throwing Neris.
And the stretch.
Live play-by-play.
Oh boy.
And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Phils win a game.
Is that Harry Callis?
I don't know if that's real or not.
A little Harry in there.
And it's true. It happened.
I was waiting for Tom's reaction to see if it was real.
Oh, it was real.
It was real.
Definitely real.
Good win, even though you didn't hit since the first inning. But that's a good win. You're getting outs from your bullpen. It's so important. It's stuff we didn't do last year.
Yep.
Look at that. 7th consecutive 1-run game, the most since June 22nd to the 28th of 2018.
Of 1980.
1980, excuse
me.
The
Sixers won by 20, so we got a sweep.
Yeah, and with that, fellas, I'll take my cap off for the night, man. I like ending on good notes, man. See you boys either Friday for Money Pop Podcast 10:30. I saw people in the chat already saying that they want some money. We got some more money to win, and of course, I'll see you boys next week on Wednesday, man.
See you, Nate.
See you, bro. Hey, ring the bell, Nate.
All right, let me leave like Noah did.
And this is a 4-game series, by the way, against Milwaukee. But you officially won the series, and let me just confirm because it might. Who knows?
It's tomorrow afternoon.
It is an afternoon. I figured.
Yeah, it's a nooner.
105. You have Zach Wheeler trying to go for the series sweep against Woodruff, who's a really good pitcher.
Yeah,
pitching good this year. So maybe we'll see if you get Harper back in the lineup. Not sure, but winners are 3 in a row without him. So that's important too.
Yeah.
This is good wins. And this is a Milwaukee team that's been playing good baseball. So, now we're a game over 500. Can you continue it? Right? Can you continue it? And don't be satisfied with this shit. Go get another one. You got Atlanta. You got to go to Atlanta. You haven't played well on the road. I know Atlanta's not the same team. I get that. But now you got to win tomorrow, get on the road, and then take 2 or 3 against Atlanta, and then we can start having a conversation about the kind of team we want this team to be. So
you feel really good about yourself. You know what I mean? So
important game tomorrow against for Wheeler. Wheeler's got to come out and deal for us.
Yeah, especially after struggling his last at-bat or last game for sure.
Well, I think it's important to Nate was bringing up the division before he left. We're obviously in first place now. Obviously it doesn't feel like a first place team by any means, but I think it's important to. I think the best kind of way to phrase how this team has been playing, they've been treading water. And a lot of that is due to lack of health. I mean, Gene Segura's been out for a while. Harper's been, up and down. Obviously the center field position has sucked and or gotten hurt. Both kind of things work for that. McCutchen got off to a real slow start. So you've had a lot of – and obviously the bullpen's been, shelled with injuries as of late, aside from just not being very good. So with them able to tread water, that could become very valuable as we go through here. Obviously, a very long season because as you get healthier, maybe you make a couple moves, to shore up your bullpen or get a center fielder or whatever. I mean, there's going to be moves made, later this summer. We could be looking back, say, for example, we do what we need to do and we either finish as a wild card team or we just win the division outright. We could be looking back to this stretch and saying, well, at the time we weren't happy with it. But really, it's like, well, we were playing C-, D+ baseball, and we were still first in the East. I think that could end up being huge for us later.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's the old treading water, right? Or it's the old you can't win the division in April or May, but you sort of lose it, right?
Yep.
No, I think it's a really good point, Ryan. Just we're treading water. We're keeping ourselves in play while also not playing very well as a collective group. You know what I mean? We had a good stretch there from Harper before he got hurt. We had a couple good starts from our top 3 guys, but they haven't all been lights out all at the same time either. So being able to tread water, and we know what our bullpen has been like. So, as Tommy mentioned too, being able to close these games out, even as dicey as it might be, still put some confidence in these guys that they can get outs.
Yep, true. The Brewers tonight for all of our Brewers fans.
It's nice to be winners of 3 in a row here, but I mean the bottom line is
we going to.
We need to see more from the. I know we're hitting a little better of late, but overall we need to see more from this lineup. I'd like to see more consistency out of our bullpen. Granted, our pen is a hell of a lot better than the trash heap that we trotted out last year. But we need to put together a nice little run here because let's face it, once the middle of the summer gets here, I really see a team like Atlanta, waking up and smelling the roses here, and I think eventually the Braves are going to go on their run. So it's really important that we take advantage of some of their struggles and try to, get a few games on them here instead of just treading water. I'd like to see us, maybe by the All-Star break, or call it by mid-June, say, be up, 3-4 games in the standings.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. And the Brewers, by the way, they
do we really think Atlanta's gonna? Do we really think they're gonna stumble all season?
No. But do you think the Phillies are going to stumble all season, though?
Could.
If your bullpen doesn't
I'll tell you what, we haven't looked too good in September the last few years, have we? We got off to great starts only to see, our postseason dreams disappear and go up in smoke.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see us waking up a bit the past few ball games, but the bottom line is we need more out of this baseball team. This team has way too much talent to just be playing or treading water around 500. I know that's what the rest of the division is doing right now anyway, but eventually, either the Mets or the Braves are going to catch fire.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think you're right. We absolutely expect more.
Let's not count on Atlanta and New York playing like trash. We need to wake up here and start playing better baseball. I like what I've seen, like I said, the last few days here. On Monday night, I was down at the bank and, Vinny V actually looked like a major league pitcher.
Oh, don't you start.
Yes, he's looked better of late. Do we really think that's going to continue?
No.
Over the next 3 or 4 months? I'm not so sure.
No.
You
He's a bullpen guy. Stick him back in the bullpen. Let him do his job in there.
Yeah, I don't know him than Matt Moore.
Well, right now, Vinny V's out pitching Matt Moore and Chase Anderson. Shit.
I think Greg is also.
I think you need to go get another starter before the trade deadline.
Or you just bring up Spencer Howard and let the
That's
kid
what I was going to say.
Let the kid go to work for once. You know what I'm saying? Spencer Howard, Tom and I talked about this a few Mondays ago. He was touted as, he's the next guy. He's the next guy. Well, let him be the guy then. If he sucks, he sucks.
I would just trade him for a starter. I don't know what,
better to find out now if he sucks.
Yeah.
Or like Tom said, let's sell the unknown still.
Yeah. Do something with him.
Go give me a 1 or a 2 in this league. You know what I mean? Go give me a 2. Go give me another 2. I'll take another 2. Mm-hmm. I'll have a bunch of guys that are considered 2s. I don't give a shit. You can give me 4 starters that are considered 2s, and we'll go to work. Right? You don't got to say anybody's a fucking ace. I don't care. I'll take Noel, Wheeler, Eflin, and you name it, another 2 around the league for Spencer Howard. Right? I'd rather have a known than an unknown right now because I'm trying to win. Now, that doesn't mean Spencer Howard can't pitch, but if you got limits on him and A, B, C, and D, I'd rather go with that. And then, I can go Chase Anderson or Velasquez or Matt Moore as my 5th. It doesn't hurt as much. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hurt as much.
It kills you when you have 2 of them.
Yeah. When you have 2.
Yeah, at 4 and 5. Yeah, at 4 and 5. Yeah. Yep.
John, are you saying that Girardi's been terrible at best? I'll bet this coach has been terrible at best. If this was Gabe coaching, we would never hear the end. I don't know, guys. Do you think Girardi's been horrible?
I wouldn't say he's been horrible.
I don't think he's been awful, but I'll tell you what, for the pedigree that Girardi has come to Philadelphia with, we need more from him. We need him to be a difference maker. And I'll tell you what, when you fill out a damn lineup card, I think you better know whether you had De Los Santos on there or not.
Yeah, the only
he's made a few head-scratching mistakes that I wouldn't be expecting a veteran manager like Girardi to be making.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care about that. I care about wins and losses. I hear you. It's a boneheaded little thing. They messed up. That's That's a team mess up too. But that's like
Right.
the computer has that 40-man roster, and it's not like filled out on the lineup card per se that you hand at home plate, right? So it's like a different one, and somebody should have told him that he's not on the 40-man. I mean, my goodness gracious. So I mean, that's just a total bench failure, him included as the manager, because these are your guys. So has he been perfect? Absolutely not. Has he been terrible? No. Has he been right where his baseball team is at 16 and 15? Yeah. They need to string wins together like they have over the last 3 days. And it can't be like, okay, feel good about ourselves and give one up tomorrow. No. Like, go for jugulars. Show us you have the ability to go for jugulars. Show us you have the ability to win 8, 10 in a row. They're the teams that are taken serious in this league. You have to go on stretches if you want to win division and go to the playoffs. Can't win 4 in a row, 3 in a row, and then lose 3 in a row, right? You know where that puts you. That's where this team's been the last few years. So what I need for him is just show me you have the ability to manage a baseball team that can string together wins. I think he's been a little missionary with the lineup at times. Granted, it's early, but I feel like he's been a little missionary at times. You know, like sub Matt Joyce, lead him off. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, Tom, I couldn't agree more. I'll tell you what we can't afford to do. You know, here's a stat for you. Didn't we have a 4-game losing streak to where when Nola, Eflin, and Wheeler pitched, we lost 4 in a row when one of those 3 pitched?
Yeah, unacceptable.
Yeah, agreed.
I will say this though. I think he's really managed the bullpen extremely well. I think he's managed his staff extremely well. I think what he showed the other night with Nola is trust, and I think that's important as the season goes on. All right, you know what I mean? To give the guy the ball.
Right.
The old school stuff that we wouldn't have seen. I think when it's all said and done, is a difference maker. Is it this year? I don't know. Is it next year? I don't know. But it's going to click in. The trust is going to click in. Right? You're batting where you bat, right? It's going to click in. Thank you, Marky Mark. Right?
Marky, thank you, brother.
That stuff is going to click in, right, over time. And I think that's important. He's done it with Wheeler. He's done it with Eflin. He's done it with Nola. He's let them guys ride and get out of innings, right? Has he been perfect with the pen? No, nobody's ever perfect with it. But, like, you know, I think he's had a good feel for it early on.
Tough to be perfect when you have David Hale there.
Yeah, we're not 6 either. Like, you know, we're not. Like, we're not. This pen pit's really good at times. So I want to give them credit for way better than last year. Like, we don't hold on to the 3 leads we've had the last 3 days last year.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's already
absolutely right.
That's a positive. And again, winning games without Harper, winning games without Segura, they're good wins. You know, the one kid might never go back down. Nick Maton.
Maton. Yeah, Maton.
Yeah.
Never go back down. It doesn't mean he takes Segura's job. Like, it just means, hey, can you play center?
That's what I was just going to ask you. I was just going to ask you about 2 players, Tom. I was going to ask you guys, when fully healthy, what do you guys do with Maton and, to a lesser degree, Brad Miller?
Well, Segura plays every day. So that's just a done deal. With Nick, can you go track a fly ball? And with Miller, we know what Miller is. I mean, he's not an everyday guy. So, I mean, some guys are just not everyday guys. They're okay for fill-ins and playing like a full week. But overall, when they're everydayers, they're going to get exposed. And he's one of them. So with him, he's fine in his role. But Nick showed me he can play every day. So the fact that you showed me you can play every day, again, can you go catch a fly ball? And I know it's not ideal, but can you go catch a fly ball? Because your bat alone can keep you playing.
Sure. No, and I was just going to add to that, Tommy, and as a middle infielder, you think he'd be able to, right? As a middle infielder, you think he'd have no problem, you know, especially if you give him a week. You know what I mean? Like, hey.
Adjustment, Greg,
yeah.
But if you're good
again,
like you said, you're a good enough athlete, he can get to every ball in the infield, which means he's got good reads already, right? So he's obviously gotten it done by he's a good athlete, but he's gotten it done by good reads and good footwork. So by that tells me, to your point too, Greg, like he can definitely make that transition.
Yeah. And again, when you're flanked with veterans like McCutchen and Harper, that helps. You know what I mean? Like, it helps having those veterans. While McCutchen isn't going to cover the ground that you would like him to do in left, but having those veterans across or next to you is going to help. And then, Miller goes back to his one start a week guy off the pinch hitter off the bench.
Yeah, and I could do without seeing Scott Kingery, period. Like
ever.
Now, if a Double plays once or twice, fine. Like whatever. I mean, even him. I mean, he's not hitting the ball either, but at least he's, I guess it's better than what's out there at 111, which isn't good. But you just hope with a guy like that, if they are going to continue to trot him out there, that the more live he sees, the more he'll like start to come around. Just because you're without it.
And not to mention, he probably hasn't seen true live since spring training because minor league camp just started.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sure, he was getting like simulated games and stuff like that, but we all know that that's not live. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's not. And again, a big first inning tonight. And sometimes that's it. I mean, it's a crooked number in the first.
Mm-hmm.
You would have liked to see them, tackle on one or two more. And this has been the common theme, even though they won the last 3 nights. They haven't been able to, but I thought I saw Kingery bat tonight.
You did.
Okay. 0 for 1 with a K. Stay hot.
Shocker.
And then Mooney went to right field, I guess, for defensive reasons. Okay. For Bamboo. All right.
Yeah, they I saw too. They put Joyce on the IL.
For what? Other than he's just a Philly. Like what? What did he do now?
Like with everybody.
Joyce suffered a right calf strain.
Walking up some steps. I mean, what do you do?
See you in 3 months.
Phillies bullpen tonight. 4.2 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, 5 Ks. So
I'll take that.
Not bad.
Solid work.
Yep.
I just clicked on something. Tommy, it's funny. It's funny you brought up Maton and centers. I just clicked on, to find out what Joyce's injury was, and it says down at the bottom, Nick Maton may get a look eventually, but the Phillies are currently using him to hold down second base while Segura's.
Wow.
I mean, they put Reese Hoskins in left field. I mean, if they did that at one time, why not put Maton somewhere? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Kills you because of the spot you're putting them at and the importance of it.
Yeah. A lot of ground to cover.
But I mean, he seems like a good enough athlete. He can at least handle it. I mean, Christ, you put Scott Kingery out there before.
Yeah, right.
And no, Sam, I do not like Scott Kingery. He got into a launch angle bullshit, and he stunk ever since. So, there's my feeling on him. He's not a good second baseman. I mean, Maton's a better player than him.
Yeah.
Oh, God. There's no argument. No, there's no argument for that.
I probably can't back at Scott Kingery. You understand? Like, I couldn't get anything because of the money he makes, period. Like, I couldn't get anything back.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Which in baseball terms isn't a lot of money, but he's also not a Major League Baseball player.
Who are you getting more back from, Nick or Scott? Come on,
Nick.
Maton for 2 reasons. Number one, probably 3 reasons. Number 1, cheaper. Number 2, no launch angle. Number 3, he's playing well. He's playing better. Number 4, better player. I mean, there's like 7 reasons why. I mean, there's a ton of reasons why it's Maton.
Oh, we love Johnny Tapia, Sasha. I love me some Johnny Tapia.
He kills us.
There you go.
I'll ask you guys this. Other than the obvious...
Also has super dope hair.
Yeah, that's a win.
The last part, Sasha, might be the best part.
Other than the center field position, which position player are you most concerned about?
None, really.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if I have to pick one, I'll go Reese.
Left
McCutchen?
field.
That's a good one.
I mean, McCutchen hasn't done very much, and I don't know if he's going to stay healthy for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm going to go that left side, too. I'm going to go a combo of McCutchen and Alec because, I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, neither are playing well. And I know Alex hits some balls hard and right at guys. He's gone through a little bit of that. But, I mean, he's not having good at bats right now. McCutchen seems to be like at least waking up a little bit. Bat, which is a good sign. But that left side's not good enough like that. I mean, them two got to hit, and we expect them to hit. So, you just hope they figure it out. It's early, but it's starting to get not early. You start getting to 40, 50 games. It ain't as early as you think it is.
Yeah, I was trying not to go Alec, but I agree. Just because it's so young and it's so early for him.
It's getting late early for McCutchen.
Yep.
I would say, listen, I might just say Rhys Hoskins just based off of the constant mental mistakes this guy makes. I mean, you're not a rookie anymore. You're not. I understand he's a good power hitter. He's going to.
Is he?
Sometimes when he wants to be. But how many times? I mean, what was it last night when he tries to turn to go to second base when everyone in the stadium and everyone watching a TV knows that the left fielder had the angle to make that play at second? Everyone knows he's getting called out there. Also because, sorry, Rhys, you're slow as hell. And then what happens after that? Realmuto gets on base. That's when they go in, they have that crazy inning. Well, you're costing us a run. When you're at that part of the lineup, just get on base. Let the guys after you. You don't need to do too much. It's constant. Cost us, mental mistake here. Cost us a run here. You're in what, year 3, year 4 of your career? Enough. And I'm not trying to hate on Guy. He's not the only one that's made mistakes. Gregorius has. Baum has. McCutchen has. Harper has.
Not a good first baseman. I mean, he needs to.
He's not.
He needs to do it at the plate. It's as simple as that. And if he can give us numbers of 35 home runs and drive in 90 plus, we'll take that, and we need that. You know what I mean? But no, I mean, he cost us that Mets game single-handedly just because of that mistake. But that's over with. But you're right. I mean, you can make the case for him, but at least he's played better than the other two.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
Not saying much. I mean, guy has 8 home runs. I mean, I think McCutchen's got 4 now because he started to loosen baseballs. But Alex struggled, and I know it's we're not ripping the guy, we're not being too hard on him, but bro, you're that young player that we're really banking on.
We need him.
Keep us staying young and moving in the right direction. And 216, and I've watched your at bats, so I get it. You're hitting balls hard, but over the last week, you've had a lot of bad at bats. A lot of feel like you don't know. I feel like you're guessing. You're struggle bus city right now. So, I mean, if he doesn't figure it out, because we got to hit, and not just 5-run innings and don't hit the rest of the game. We got to hit. We have too good of a lineup not to hit.
And we don't have that good of a bullpen to consistently hold it the way we do.
Yeah. Yep.
You got to hope the early struggles actually help this baseball team.
Yeah.
These guys will get hot and hot real quick because the other option isn't good. If you're batting 225, 230 all year, that is not good. We talked about sophomore bumps. We talked about the possibility of it. But we thought with him, he's just too good of a pure hitter for it. And it's been the opposite. Again, has he gotten some bad luck? Yeah. Yeah, he might have 5 to 7 hits he probably should have if he's a foot the other way. But your numbers are your numbers, man.
So with that being said, should I trade him in fantasy so this stops becoming a trend?
Immediately, now, on the air, today, right now, before we get off the air, right now.
You're really kind of Brogdon. He's become a pimp since.
I did. I released him. I'm not going to release Bohm. I'm going to at least trade Bohm.
Yeah, you
maybe I can get some pitching back.
You might want to get on the trade machine immediately for the sake of this team. So you shouldn't have said that out loud because now I'm going to be texting every day. You get rid of him. You get rid of him. 1 o'clock game tomorrow. We need you to get rid of him. But no, to your point, Tom, I mean, a lot of, whether it was people who expected us to win the division outright or make the wild card, a lot of it was based off of Alec either getting better or staying kind of where he was last year. And he hasn't been anything close to that. Hasn't been steady. The consistency hasn't been there. So to your point, at least with Reese and some of the other guys, we talk about peaks and valleys, but at least he's had a peak. At least he's had, like you talked about, 8 home runs. He has had games where he's absolutely dominated. Can't say that about Alec right now. You really can't.
No, I mean, listen, you got to give me 275, 20 plus homers. I mean, I'm not asking you for a ton in your second year in the big leagues, right?
Yep.
Like, I don't think that's asking for a lot. That's just asking you to go, okay, show me you can handle it. Show me you can handle it. And I would love that you to show me you can handle it like some of the other young players in this division do. Like, I would love for you to come in and say, you know what? Not only am I here, I'm an all-star.
Yeah.
I'd love for that. And
wouldn't that be nice? Jesus.
Goodness gracious. Like, now, again,
one time.
It takes 2 weeks for that to change real quick, right? Like 2 weeks of you hitting the cover off the ball, and we're having a different conversation.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Hey, fellas, it's great to be with you all again. I got to call it a night.
All right, Noah.
Good night, Noah.
See you, Noah.
Good morning.
Good night. Sweet dreams, fellas.
Yep.
See ya.
Good night, brother. Yeah, Sam, I like Gene. I mean, Gene's a professional hitter. He was one of the hotter hitters on this baseball team early on. So, I mean, Segura can play.
I thought he fell asleep before he clicked out.
Yeah.
I thought he went out again before he clicked out. Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
No, you're right, though, Tom. Losing Segura hurts right now.
What's the ETA on his return?
But at least we were able to find Nick Maton.
5 months.
Shut up, Ralph.
Silence, Ralph.
Go home, Ralph.
He is home.
5 months, huh? You're an asshole.
Well, he said next year for Archie Bradley. So I'm
Second
not
base,
surprised.
and you will embark on rehab. So Segura and Torres will embark on rehab assignments this week.
Yeah.
The
Great
Phillies have
Torres.
gone.
Yeah, Segura was playing in Lehigh Valley for a bit. I think they just had their opening day I think
Yeah, the
today is
4th.
their opening day.
Yesterday.
All right.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Frank.
Segura played last night, I believe. I think he had a lead
Yeah,
off
yesterday.
double or something.
Yep, yesterday.
I think it might have been yesterday, guys.
Okay.
The
Oh,
4th.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Maybe yesterday.
I think it was yesterday.
No, Todd, we're going to get back to it. We just had the draft and other things to work out and navigate, but we're going to get back to it, my brother. But now Segura hits, so he comes back and plays second base every day. There's no question in that. Like, that has to happen, and then you got to figure out can Nick Maton play center field? You know,
I hope he can.
Yep.
if not, then you got to hope Adubel Herrera, because that's probably their only hope. Sees more live and starts to get his timing down. Because, like, honestly, when you don't see it for a year and some change, it's a little tough. But again, how many at bats has he had? I need to know. Has he had like 30 at bats yet?
Give me
I
a
feel like
second.
I feel like it has to be in the 20s by now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess.
1 second.
I'm gonna guess
24 at bats.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he needs 50 at bats, and then we have the conversation.
And he has 2 hits.
Yeah, I think he needs 50 at bats to have the conversation. And then it's like, okay, he can't play center either. You know what I mean? Like 50 at bats is enough to say, okay, we gave you your timing.
How many has Moniak had, Greg?
I would say 2 as well.
2 at bats?
Oh, no. I'm saying 2 hits. 2 hits.
No, I'm saying at bats.
25.
How many hits?
He's got 3 hits.
Oh, he's
He's only 6 for 39 in his career.
Jeez.
True, jeez.
Wow.
He's on the block. Golly.
Little Spencer Howard, Scott Kingery, Mickey Moniak trade package, anyone?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That nets you Matt Moore.
Uh,
Yeah. Get you a 4th pitcher on somebody's team. Oh my God.
Somebody brought up, Sam did say, he says, fellas, we traded J.P. Crawford for Segura. What is J.P. Crawford doing right now?
He had a good late year last year.
He won a Gold Glove, I want to say, last year.
Yes, he did.
Didn't he get hurt wasn't he hurt for a while?
yes.
Or maybe that was 2 seasons ago. The last 2 seasons kind of blends for me.
So he won a Gold Glove last year.
Okay.
He did.
He's doing what we always knew he could, and that was Pickett. I mean, he's currently batting .253 right now. 25 for an .899. He's a .234 career hitter. 12 home runs, 15 stolen bases on a career. This year, he's, like I said, .253, 1 stolen base, no home runs, 8 RBIs. I mean, I don't think anyone's, power numbers aren't shocking. But the .253 is kind of just, and the .234 is kind of really what I think he's going to be offensively, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how many things change in a couple of years. I mean, what was it, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
You just, he's the next one. I'm not saying we were told this. So like anyone who believed that, we're not fools for saying that, just because that's what the team told us. That's what he was supposed to be. But it's like this guy was looked at as the next friggin' Jimmy.
Yeah, he's the next guy.
Kingery's the next Utley, and then JP's the next Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah, we have our middle infield all figured out. We don't got to worry about nothing with those two. Skip 2 years forward. One sucks and one's not even on the team anymore.
Yeah, I would. Some of these guys, do need more time per se. Like you look at one of the better players in baseball right now, Byron Buxton. Years ago, that's a bust. That's a bust.
Dude, I know.
Now he's a monster.
Dude, he's so good now. He's so good.
So big and strong, and he turned himself into. He already was, but now he's a no doubt about Gold Glove center fielder.
Oh,
you can say
he's gonna run away with it.
Same thing for JP, not at the plate, right? But in the field, you give guys time, and they figure it out differently, right? And he figured it out a little bit. I mean, he's a good shortstop, but I'm not clamoring for JP Crawford, right?
Yeah.
But Bryson Stott is supposed to be better. At least that's what we're told, right? So we'll find out if that's another lie.
I'll ask you that just a fun little on that topic. Let's say out of the last 5 years, 5-6 years, because there's been a lot of moves over the last 5-6 years. Who's the one player that you miss the most that we traded? That you're looking now being like, damn, we should not have traded him. And it doesn't have to be young. It could be a veteran.
I would say Carlos Santana.
I did love me some Santana.
Yeah.
I love me some
Santana.
It stinks that there's no DH spot and he couldn't figure that out, but
Yeah.
All he does is rake.
Everywhere he goes.
Everywhere but here.
He's with Kansas City now, right?
Yeah.
He hated Kapler.
Oh my God, yeah.
Despised him.
I don't know if there's anybody else. I mean, it was so long ago, and you can make the argument for Carlos Carrasco. You know what I mean? Carlos Carrasco, just because he's one of the guys of that trading era that actually panned out. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, there's not really too many guys outside of the two Carloses.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked you didn't say. I put this on a tee for you, Greg. You know who I'm shocked you didn't say?
Who?
Caesar.
Yeah, well, we knew because we had Robbie Alomar 2.0 and Scott Kingery. We knew that wasn't happening.
I'm just shocked. I put it on a tee for you. I was going to say, imagine if we had Hernandez right now.
Yeah, but he had run his course too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I just know
and at this point right now, I think Segura is better than him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely is.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Where is he now, by the way?
Cleveland,
yeah.
I love how quick he was with that.
You know what's funny, too? Freddie and Maikel Franco are in Baltimore together.
They are.
Yeah.
I think Franco's got like 5 or 6 dingers.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's what Kansas City.
Right, Tommy? Once the summer starts rolling around, he'll cool down.
Give you 15 the first 3 months, and that's it.
Remember what was it? The first year with Bryce. Oh, best 8-hole hitter in the league. He's unstoppable.
Yep. We thought
Speaking of Caesar, Caesar's batting a hot 191 right now.
There you go.
Hey,
There you go.
Can he play center field for us?
Wonderful.
Yes.
There you go.
Anybody can. I mean, we're literally sitting here talking about Nick Maton playing center field.
Yeah. It's gotten to that point. It's getting bad.
Yeah, like when
Sorry, Franco's only got 3 dingers.
Ah,
can he
That's
play
all
center
right.
field for us?
He could play third base.
Tom, did you say no?
No, he can't move.
I mean, that's why, like, when I asked about Bamboo Brad, I'm thinking to myself, like, can he catch a fly ball? Can he catch a fly?
Might come to that.
That's how bad it's gotten.
Might come to that. Very soon. Very
Where did the last question I have with the Phils, and that's the player we signed. I forget if it was either last year or in 2019. Oh no, we had him when McCutchen was hurt. Left fielder.
Jay Bruce.
No.
He
He was the replacement for McCutchen in Pittsburgh.
Corey Dickerson.
Yes. Where is he?
I think he's with Miami.
Yeah.
That's
I think you're right.
another guy I would have loved.
He's
to.
with the
he's with
Marlins.
Miami. Yeah, I think he's starting for them too.
I like Corey, but he'll be hurt in like a week.
Batting a cool 317 right now.
Yeah. Corey's MO is just getting hurt too much.
I think that's the only reason why he didn't. I think if he was able to stay healthy, we would have signed him back in 2 seconds.
Well, he also wanted an actual long-term deal too,
And we couldn't do it because McCutchen
and we didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
McCutchen deal was a bad deal to begin with.
it was.
Somebody said that to everybody, but nobody listened.
3 for 50.
Yeah, could have did that too. You know what I mean? But again, who the hell are you putting out there now? Right? Like who you running out?
Yeah, now you're kind of stuck. You're stuck right now.
So it is what it is, man. I mean, you got to hope Bryce can come back and get back hot, and some of these guys can figure it the fuck out. Because if not, it's a long season. Even though they played some good baseball this week, so it's got to continue it. Like I said, win 10 in a row one time. You know, get hot.
Be
nice, right? Let us all go 6 to midnight here.
Yeah, it's like the Sixers just won 6 straight, and it doesn't even it feels like that's like it doesn't even feel like that. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it's just like they won 6 straight. It's cool.
Yeah,
they do it so easily. And to your point from earlier, it's like before last night, Phillies didn't win back to back for like a month.
Yeah, like Greg was saying, win one, lose one. You win one, you lose one.
Yep.
Just keep one-run games too, like a million one-run games.
Yeah.
Good thing when you're winning them because it's a confidence builder. Well, if you're losing, damn, I'm not saying they can win 10 in a row. I'm saying they need to win like 8 to 10 in a row. Like every playoff team does that shit. Do 162.
Yeah.
Like different times. Like, boom, 8 in a row. Or 8-2 in their last 10. A lot of 8-2ers in their last 10. 7-3ers in their last 10. So important. 5-5 in your last 10 leaves you on the outside looking in. And I'm always with that because I know you guys are going to talk some draft. And I've talked enough draft. So I'll leave you with one more thing. This draft's an A just because of Devontae. And it's as simple as that. Simple as that. You finally got a home run. You finally got that playmaker. You finally got that 1,000-yard receiver that we've needed, right? And I know it's that it's that skill position player, but we needed it here, man. We haven't had that. Like, let's really think about it. The only guy we had was Alshon for a half a minute, and then it was a bunch of guys, So I'm excited about that pick, right? I think everybody should be. After that, you can make arguments, good and bad, for any of them picks. And usually you don't want that, right? I don't want that, but I understand what their thought process is and what they're trying to do to build a team. So it's almost because you hit on your first pick like you did, I'm almost giving you a free pass the rest of the draft, right? And Landon Dickerson I love. It's the health, obviously. Milton's going to get snaps. Gainwell's going to get snaps. And that's been a little bit of a running back factory. So hopefully that can be a good pick, right? Now you're changing the pace guy. They talked about playing him in the slot sometimes too. So, I don't love the corner. And me and Ryan talked about that could be a June 1st thing where you address that too. So I don't think this is what they go into camp with. And honestly, if they can fill that hole somehow, some way, shape, or form with another guy or two that make you feel comfortable,
yeah,
you can compete. Because they finally have that player on the outside that's going to make it so much easier on everybody else. And their offensive line should be good. It should be on paper. So it'll be a fun little season where maybe we expect to win 4 to 6 games. But shit, can we win a 10-piece? Can we have a 10-piece nugget? Who knows? That's why football's great.
Wild card? Sneak into the wild card, possibly, because they've got that extra wild card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great, guys. You never know. I doubt it. But
right.
But you got Hurts, his guy. I mean, that's his guy. I love all the Bama stuff going on here. Greg knows it. Ryan knows it. You guys know it. Ralphie, Frank, you've heard me say it a million times. I love that they went Bama in their first 2 picks. And Jalen's really a Bama guy, so I don't care about the Oklahoma thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's a Bama, Saban, fucking on-your-ass work type shit. And that's what Saban is. And I love these guys because you're almost getting, like, young veterans. You know what I mean? You almost have, like, young veterans with these guys. Watch Saban in freaking spring games. Fucking hounding 5-star recruits.
I love it.
Like live on the mic. Like, you run on the field here. Like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I can't say enough good things. And I think you got culture builders. You got workers in Smith and Landon Dickerson. Everything you hear about them is their work ethic. Jalen's work ethic. You're trying to build a new culture here. Right, guys? The old culture's over. So you're trying to build a new one. You have a young coaching staff that's energetic and jacked up, which could be great for young kids. So you just don't know. So I want to hold out hope that you can always compete. And that's my final thoughts on the Eagles. I'm excited. And I think the guy goes for 11, 12, and 100 in his rookie year. I don't think it's even a fucking debate. I don't even think it's a debate. As long as Jalen Hurts can throw the ball a little bit, Mr. Smith has a big year.
I hope so.
I know. I hope that's true. He has to. 500. All right, boys. Have a good
All right, Tommy. Yeah.
See you, brother.
So, obviously, like Tom said, I talked a lot about it on Monday with him. So, I have a handful of questions I'll ask you guys because Ralphie, Greg, I know you guys touched on it on Sunday, but Ralphie and Frank, I know you guys didn't really get a chance to touch on it much since draft started. But I'll ask you three and the chat at home.
Okay.
Aside from the Devontae Smith, because that's we could talk about it, but we all know our thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying? Like we saw the reaction. We've talked about it for months and months. So we're like, I don't want to ignore that because it's an awesome pick and it'd be typical Philadelphia for us to ignore the good thing and focus on the bad things. But that's what we do. That's what Philadelphia does. My biggest question, I'll start with Greg and we'll work our way up. What's your biggest concern coming out of this draft regarding the Eagles? It could be a player. It could be something they did do. It could be something they didn't.
Do you really want my answer on that one?
Where do I begin? Where do I begin? I don't like this draft as much, obviously, as Tom does. Even including the Devontae Smith pick.
Yeah, you're not a Devontae guy, are you?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Devontae. It's just when you look at how the draft played out afterwards and realizing you still didn't pick a linebacker, I probably would have went Parsons there, knowing they weren't going to. Listen, I don't not like Smith. You know what I mean? But when you look back at it and you sit there and you say, oh, you still don't have a linebacker, right? So I just think the draft is meh because everybody we drafted is like a guy we already have. And we wasted 3 picks on the defensive line for the group on our team that is paid the most.
See, I completely agree with half of that.
And they're all the same guys, though. Like the D tackle or DN we drafted is the same kid that we're going to stick up at linebacker that we drafted in the 6th round. And we're always trying to look for that Darren Sproles clone. And again, this has nothing to do with the kids. I hope they all pan out, and I'm an idiot because I probably am. But it's all like we're.
Sproles clone. That's too different. No, why? Because he's not a big guy.
Yes, because he's not a big guy.
That's not Darren Sproles, though.
Gainwell's far from a Darren Sproles.
Yeah. All right.
Far from it.
Okay.
Is he the same size as Boston Scott?
Yes.
He's the same exact player as Boston Scott.
Exactly.
That's
probably better. But probably better.
But probably better. Come on now. And I completely disagree with we drafted the same guys we have. Before draft night, did we have a future option at either left guard, right guard, or center?
No, I'm good with that. That's probably the only pick I'm good with.
Okay.
Still, when you look at the board, though, there was other. Again, I said this. I don't know which of the shows I said it on. Those first 2 picks aren't the issue. The issue is because you missed in previous years, you now have to go back to that well and pick those guys again. You traded that 3rd-round pick to Dallas so they could draft their future center, and you drafted Jalen Reagor instead of either the linebacker, which we knew wasn't going to happen, or more importantly, Justin Jefferson. So now you got to go back to that well again.
So do you have
we're still in a hamster wheel.
Do you have a major concern with their 3rd pick?
Who is it?
Milton
Williams. He played at Louisiana Tech.
I understand. Listen, I'm not sticking up for it. I'm just asking it. Do you have a major concern with that?
Again, why? If you wanted to go defensive line, if you're so concerned about going defensive line, why didn't you just go get the pimp that was there in the 2nd round in Barrymore and then moved on to the rest of the draft?
Because they're more concerned about their offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the answer.
You could have gotten other guys, not as good as Dickerson, but you could have gotten other guys at the offensive line.
Could you have gotten a guy there that could play all 3 positions?
Sure.
Who?
All these centers can play multiple positions.
As good as
the kid from Stanford can play multiple positions. His dad was in the league.
Oh, Walker Little?
No, the center.
Yeah, the center. I forget what his last name is. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about, Greg. Yeah. The center that went in the 3rd round. They're from Stanford, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Listen, I'm not going to stick up for the 3rd pick. I'm not going to say the guy's going to be a flat-out bust. I'm frustrated. I mean, who, and I'm not saying you are either, but we all know what that should have been, and that it should have been a corner.
Mm-hmm.
But I can also understand to a degree what they're trying to do, and it's that they're trying to maintain depth with their offensive defensive lines because they're not looking at it, unfortunately, like we are. We're looking at it after they get Devontae Smith, and we're saying, oh, well, we can get some ready-now players and maybe make some noise next season. I know that's how we were feeling. And I'm not saying ready-made players so we can win a freaking Super Bowl, but a player or a couple players that can help us be a competitive team next year. And instead, we go with 2 guys, both on the lines, one that isn't projected to play right away, and another guy who's just a rotational guy. But and again, I'm not trying to stick up for Howie Roseman or Jeffrey Lurie because they've done nothing over the past handful of years that's warranted that. But I can understand what they're trying to do. It's that, okay, we're going to go back to our roots and make sure we have depth of both of our lines. Then this time next year, when we're going to have 3 first-round picks, a ton of draft assets later, and $70 million in cap room that we wouldn't have if we didn't trade Carson Wentz.
And we're going to go back to the offensive defensive line again.
I disagree. I mean, if they do that, then this process has failed because none of these guys can play. That means Dickerson got hurt again or he can't play. That means that Milton Williams is a disaster.
Well, no, it might not necessarily be Dickerson. It might be the fact that Andre Dillard can't play, and now we got to go find another left tackle, right? Or Lane Johnson, you know what I mean? It just got old. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always going to be a need because you absolutely, you do build through the trenches, but it's just like the way the boards played out, and it was like, come on, man, do something different.
Yeah.
I just think they look at it to where they expect either Fletcher Cox or Javon Hargrave to be gone at the end of next year. So they want to have, because right now, if you look at depth, it's literally at that position. It's Fletcher, it's Hargrave, then it's Milton. There's nobody else after that.
Mm-hmm.
So if they wanted to have this one guy into a system where, I mean, we all know why they drafted him because of the pro day and the genetic freak and all that stuff. Then I understand it to where maybe they're hoping, hey, we have sustainability of both of our lines. We're going to protect the quarterback. We're going to get to the quarterback. And then if we're one cornerback away, we'll address that in the draft high up or in free agency. If we're one wide receiver away, hopefully not because we have like 20 of them. But if we're one wide receiver away, we'll draft that and we'll assess that in draft or free agency. But I get your frustration. I understand it. I mean, Zech McPherson, really? That's your answer at cornerback? With the wide receivers you have to play?
And Darius Slay and all of them. Yeah, it's just the head scratching moves that they made during the draft, and the second round pick Dickerson is a little worrisome to me just because of the fact that, in the 5 years that he played college football, what was it? 1 year he actually played a full season without, getting hurt. I know he had is it the two? He had one. Did he tear the ACL in the same knee or was it in both knees?
I think it was in both knees.
In both knees.
Dickerson, yeah.
And then he also had, I don't know if this is true or not, he also had the surgery on both of his ankles to stop the high ankle sprains, correct?
Yep.
All right. So in the matter of 5 years of college football, this dude has already had 4 surgeries, and he was your second round pick. So basically, he's going to redshirt this year. Hopefully, and is he playing this year or?
Yes, he will play. Yes,
I think he'll play.
Well, I hope he flashes a whole season because that's your second round guy, and you need him to play.
All 3 of us just said yes to his. Greg, you think he'll play?
Mm-hmm.
Frank, you think he'll play?
I think he'll play.
What position do you think he'll play?
Oh, geez. Let's see. Thinking of the depth right now, I think he'll start out at guard.
Over
Matt Pryor.
Matt Pryor.
Really? Beats out Matt Pryor, huh?
He beats out Pryor
and Brooks.
Yeah, where's Matt Pryor coming to play? Who's Matt Pryor starting over?
I don't know, but I think he jumps Pryor over the chart. And,
no, but who's he jumping? Is he jumping Ciamalo or Brooks? Those are your 2 starters. Matt Pryor's not a starter.
I mean,
I don't know if you guys announced this. Brandon Ingram out on Friday against us.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Oh, Zion's going to go to work.
Let's see. If the case, I mean,
knowing
the injury history, it's going to be Brooks. Unfortunately, as much as I hate saying that, we know what the best Brandon Brooks can do. But if Brooks has another freak injury and he's out again, I would not be surprised if Dickerson jumps Matt Pryor and becomes the starter at one point.
That's just my only concern with Dickerson is that for those 5 years of college football, he was banged up for 4 out of 5 of them.
What's different from Brandon Brooks?
True.
No, I understand that, but you spent a second round pick on them, Greg.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. I think he starts over. I don't even think Brooks is on the team, so I think he starts at right guard. I
was going to say, and that's what I remind everybody. Again, I said this for 2 hours on Monday. I'm not somebody that's going to be a poster boy for Landon Dickerson. I think he's a really good player, a great player, all that stuff. But I was the same guy who said in the first 2 rounds I wouldn't touch Caleb Farley because of the injuries. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and be like, oh, well, I'll take Dickerson, and I won't take Farley. So I hear you. I'm concerned as hell about it. But there's nothing I can do at this point.
Real quick on the Brandon Brooks situation, can we trade him now or do we have to wait after June 1st to trade him?
I thought we were going to trade him. People thought we were going to trade him on Friday.
Gotcha. Okay.
You can trade him right now.
Yeah, I didn't know if the whole money situation went to June 1st.
But if you trade him, I don't know what the cap will entail if you trade him after June 1st.
Gotcha.
But Sasha, to your point, right? Yes, the draft next year is better than this year. But wouldn't it be nice to have hit on a couple picks this year so you don't have to play catch up again next year? You could just supplement.
Who's to say we didn't hit though? Who's to say we didn't?
We might have. You're absolutely right. We might have, but you know what I mean? How many guys win? How many teams win with, their whole secondary being rookies?
Not many.
Not many.
But are we expecting them to win?
No, I'm saying next year. Like, if next year's draft is so good, when we have all this money, we have all this, you know what I mean? Like, who's to say, like, the cornerbacks or the defensive backs that we draft in the first round are going to be studs?
See, I don't think that's the thing.
And ready to go.
They might not even go draft with that. They might just hit that in free agency because that. Well,
and then that's where the issue lies because you can't build a winner through free agency.
Why?
A long-term sustaining winner through free agency.
I agree with that.
Because we saw that in 2017.
I was going to say, well,
you can build a flash in the pan through free agency. You can't build a sustaining winner through free agency.
I'm glad you said that really quick because I was going to come in. I was going to say, well, we did that in 2017, but to your point, that lasted for one season.
Mm-hmm.
No. So and we are reaping the rewards of not hitting in the draft, and that's why we're here with an extremely high, very limited cap space and old players.
It worked out, right? But literally everything Howie touched that year worked out.
Oh yeah, he was walking on water.
You know what I mean? Like, so you're not gonna. That's not gonna happen all the time.
I think, regardless, though, if Dickerson and like Jay says, he agrees with you, Ralphie, you should set him out all year. He's going to be ready by camp. By everything that's being talked about, he's going to be ready by camp. So he's going to be 100%. If nothing else stupid happens, he's going to be ready to go by the season. So I think, regardless, everyone just talks about. Say that again.
Yeah, he said he's ready now.
Now,
obviously, the Eagles medical staff has to get a hold of him and confirm that. But
he's going to walk onto the field, and if he walks on the Eagles' turf, he might, the legs might come down from under him. You never know.
Yeah, and I don't. He's not sitting out the whole year. You don't draft a second round guy to sit him out the whole year.
That's why I wrote. Nobody in here said it, thank God. But the people on Twitter in our comment section saying, "Oh my God, you use a second round asset on Jason, somebody who's only going to be Jason Kelce's replacement and is injury prone all the time." I agree with 60% of that, but the whole just Jason Kelce's replacement, it's just you're not thinking. He can play Brandon Brooks' position. He can play Isaac Seumalo. I mean, people in this city, people that work with Alabama, believe that if he's fully healthy, he's going to outright beat out Isaac Seumalo for the left guard job.
He could beat out Jason Kelce.
Yeah. I don't.
No, I'm saying he could, right?
Oh, no,
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you're right. I mean, to the point, if we're going there, to that point, he could beat out Kelce.
Yeah,
but it's not going to happen.
No.
You're not going to tell Kelce, "Yeah, come on back, we'll give you money," and then, "Oh yeah, you're getting beat out."
To your point,
in a quote unquote pointless season, right?
Yeah. Well, to your point from earlier, though, Greg, we can wake up 2 weeks from now and Brandon Brooks might not be on this team anymore. So we're sitting back. Nate Herbig, Matt Pryor, Sua Opita, that's where Dickerson comes into play there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think last year was very valuable for a guy like Herbig. I mean, I'm not as, knee shaking that, Herbig's got to start tonight. Okay.
Same
right.
I mean, same
thing with Driscoll, right? Those they show that they're capable. They're obviously not starters, but I think last year was valuable for them in terms of depth purposes. But yeah, I mean, Dickerson just walks in and it's better than Herbig.
Well, can we at least say, because we knew going into this season at least, if healthy, and again, I will continue to say if healthy, because that's the story of Philly and especially the Eagles, that our offensive line was fine for this season because we had Lane, Brooks, Kelce, Seumalo, and either Mailata or Dillard. So we knew we were fine there. We were much better than we were last year. But we also had kind of that future looming saying, well, what happens after next season? Kelce gone. Brooks, who knows what his health is? Lane Johnson, same thing goes for him. We don't know what Dillard is. We really don't know what Mailata is. Seumalo, kind of a Band-Aid. He's good, not great. Can we at least say now, once again, if healthy, that we now feel good about the future of this line while worrying about the present also? That, okay, we have right now, like I said, Lane, Brooks, Kelce, Seumalo, and then the two on the end with Dillard and Mailata. But then looking forward after them, you have Driscoll, Herbig, Dickerson.
Yep.
That's really valuable to have kind of two levels of an offensive line.
Yeah, but I don't know if Driscoll, Herbig, Dickerson scream that I'm okay. You know what I mean?
No, I'm
not.
I
if we go into a season and you go Driscoll, Herbig, Dickerson on the right side, yeah, I might be looking for a right tackle.
Yeah, hold your
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's there.
And to your point, though, that's also assuming that either Mailata and Crybaby, I mean Dillard, are any good.
Okay, well, let's say, for example,
because I think this year is going to show us what either Dillard or Mailata is naturally. Just one of them's going to have to play. It should be Dillard. It's got to be Dillard.
Mhm.
If it's not, then we wait. Again, wasted another draft pick.
Yep.
You moved up to get him too.
And
It's not
thank you for making me even sicker. But you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, let's look ahead, and we still don't know what half of our line looks like today versus ahead.
I will say this real quick, that looking at the line of the depth, at least some of the guys that are here now have played in the NFL and actually has taken snaps and played full games and played consecutive weeks. It's not like, a Herberg, just for an example, that never played a snap in the NFL. Oh, now you got to start week 1. You're thrown into the fire, where some of these guys on the offensive line, depth-wise, have already taken snaps in the NFL and know their roles and stuff like that.
How many years does Lane Johnson have left on his contract?
I will look up real quick for you.
I think he's one of those guys we just keep extending. I bet you it's 5 years.
I was going to say 3, but it could be 5, Greg.
Just because he's one of those guys that keeps taking the pay cut, and you keep pushing it down.
Sam, thank you for the super chat. Real quick, while Ralphie's looking, he asks, who do we believe is the NBA MVP this year? I think it's going to be Jokic.
Yeah, it's going to end up to be Jokic. I'll be very surprised.
You have to play.
Yeah,
you have to play.
Exactly.
I love Joel. I know people are going to be all upset that it's not Joel because it's Philly and everybody in this city has to be the best player ever.
Right.
Having the second best player in the world, rankings-wise, is fine with me. I'm not worried about a friggin' trophy that says MVP on it. I'm worried about it that says NBA championship on it.
Oh, that's a
it's Jokic to me.
Yeah, it's also going to go to Jokic. I mean, as much as I want Joel to win, you got to factor in the games played. I think the one series against Milwaukee kind of jeopardized everything about Joel being the MVP, so it's going to go to Joker.
So
the others. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the other side of that to Joker too is the Nuggets haven't dipped since Jamal Murray went out.
Yeah,
no, and they will not dip. They will not.
So if they would have tanked and dove down, then you have an even bigger argument for Joel, right? Although he missed some games, at least his team was the number 1 seed in the East, especially when he was there.
They only lost 2 games while Joel was hurt.
Yeah,
that's stats.
But the fact that the Nuggets are still where they are in the West, yeah.
Is something happening in the Cubs game, by the way?
Yeah, they're in extra innings.
Okay, I didn't know if there was like a fight or something.
Oh.
Go ahead, Ralphie. What'd you?
So he's a free agent after 2025. He'll be 35 years old.
All right,
and he just real quick, give me 2 seconds.
What's the
he just signed a 4-year, $72 million deal. That was
to bring Ralphie's boy back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Jason Kelsey contract move.
Yeah.
No, that was
Jason Peters.
That was Jason Peters.
God.
Yeah, Lane Johnson signed a 4-year, $72 million deal with the Eagles.
Lions released Kerryon Johnson. We need another small running back. Come on over.
Yeah.
You can't run through the tackles.
He's not small. He's a power runner.
No, he's not.
He's a power runner. What are you He's a downhill runner. He's not small. Kerryon Johnson's small.
He's not a big back.
Okay, name a big back. Because I want to see what definition you have for a big back.
I need 6 foot 220.
See, now you have me triggered with these small, big backs. While I'm looking at sizes for freaking Kerryon.
John, you're not wrong there, John. You're absolutely not wrong on that side. You're right. Joker only does play offense, but that offense is really, really good.
Thank you, Gabriel.
It was a joke. I still don't believe he's a downhill runner, but I'm still joke to come here. We don't need Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah, I'll take him. Is he better than Jordan Howard?
No.
Don's excited about all those wide receivers the Lions got.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is going to have a great year.
He should be excited about Penny Sewell.
Yeah, I know.
He probably catch some passes.
Did you see the video of the GM for the Lions?
I watched it about 1,000 times. I loved it. I loved it. Let's see. I want to ask you guys, how many starters or I should say big-time contributors, because, you can have rotational guys. How many big-time contributors do you think we will get this season out of this draft?
2.
Out of this draft?
Out of this draft?
I'm going to say 2. I'm going to go, obviously, Devontae Smith, and I'm going to go the kid from Louisiana Tech.
Milton.
God. Milton, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That was a double wow. The pass ball in the Cubs game and Ralphie's answer.
Milton.
Go ahead, Greg.
No, it's 2. It's number 1 and 2.
You don't think anybody else is going to play?
Oh, they might play, but they're not going to be impactful.
Frank?
I'm going to go with I'm stumped between two
John
numbers.
Hightower.
I'm just trying. I know Devontae Smith's the gimme.
Freaking better be.
Yeah. Oh, really? We traded up with our division rival to get him.
You said it, not me.
I know. I'm gonna go 3.
Oh, young Jock. Did he get it?
Bamboo!
He pimped it like he got it and it didn't go out.
Oh, you better be embarrassed.
Still tied the game though, so it did work.
I mean, you bat flip.
Oh my
Come
God,
on.
he bat flipped, he talked shit and everything, and it didn't even go out.
Oh, it was the friggin' World Series.
He wanted
Oh my
that too.
gosh.
Look at him.
I know,
Look
you can
at
see it
him.
in his face. Oh my God. I
Give
thought
him
he hit
a-
it. The way he reacted.
Look
Give
at the
him
guys in the
another
dugout.
Give him another friggin' toaster. My God.
He said he got it. Oh my God.
Look at him. He's staring him down.
He stared the dugout down and it didn't even go out. Hit the weight room again.
It wasn't even. Did it even reach the dirt?
It
Yeah,
did.
it did.
Okay.
It did.
Okay.
Look at his face.
Look at his face.
He's like, where was that wind gust?
That's amazing.
Too high. It was like the major league. What are you talking about too high?
And Greg, by the way, I wasn't asking like if they're going to be good. I'm saying like 75% of the snaps. Like you can't, like I wouldn't call Milton a starter, but he's going to get a ton of snaps because he's in the rotation. That's what I was asking. I'm not saying like how many players are going to be good.
All right, I'll have 3. I'll agree with Mark. I'll go to Gainwell then.
Wait, I thought you said Dickerson's going to play though.
Yeah, I'm still not adding Milton.
No, Dickerson. Oh, I see. You're swapping them 2 out. I got you.
No. I said I'll go 3, and I'll add Gainwell.
Oh, okay. I see.
Do you see that
Frank?
on the bottom of your screen, Greg? Tony La Russa didn't know about the extra inning
Yeah.
rule?
Yeah, I'm shocked he's sober.
Yeah, I know.
Go back into
Christ.
retirement. Frank?
Okay, so I'm going to go with 3.
I just can't believe.
Oh,
what
Jesus.
I'll mute you.
Salty tears. Yummy.
Go ahead, Frank.
Did he mute himself?
He did. That's fine. I'm gonna go with.
Going with 3.
Great. Thanks. I'm going to go with Smith, Dickerson,
Oh, this is
Williams,
all ruined.
Gainwell, and
Damn
Zach McPherson. Last question I have for everybody is, and I'll start with Ralph.
Thank you, Don.
Oh, because you're so. Don't get salty on me, please. Please go cry me a river. Who do you think was the biggest winner out of this draft, player-wise?
Like in the whole draft or just the first round?
Whole draft.
Team?
Oh,
He said player-wise.
Did you hurt yourself during your tantrum?
yeah, I cut myself.
Oh, that's
Cut me, Mick.
You
Player
bleed.
wise? Oh man. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go Mac Jones player wise. I'm gonna go Mac Jones, 15 to the Patriots.
It's a good
Not
one.
a bad one.
It's a good
Not a bad one.
I like Johns too.
Trey Lance.
I don't think he's gonna be any good, but
I think he's gonna be all right.
well, all right. I have a question after Greg and Frank answers to that. Who do you think is the biggest winner, Greg?
I really like Mac Jones. Mac Jones is going to be my answer. I was giving Ralph and Frank the chance to go before me. I think there's a couple of them though. Mac Jones is one of them. I think Trevor Lawrence naturally is another guy. You get your running back. You get more weapons down there in Duval. Plus a college head coach. I mean, Molly hits it on the head. You could either go Parsons or Jabril Cox there in Dallas, right? They got two really good linebackers. Surtain steps in right away in Denver. You could go a lot of ways. And I actually really like Justin Fields. Oh, they just turned 2. Oh, wow. We're going to 11. Oh, come on, Contreras. That's my fantasy team, bro.
Time to cut him.
No, I can't. I don't have another catcher. My catcher's on the D. My backup's on the DH or the DL.
I think
the IL.
And Andrew Knapp's probably still there.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I like Justin Fields in Chicago too, especially if he doesn't have the pressure to start.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Justin Fields guy. I have PTSD with the Ohio State quarterbacks, but I think he's the one guy that throws it better than all the ones beforehand. So I think if there's one guy to buck that trend, it potentially could be him.
Frank, your biggest winner.
My biggest winner, I'm going to go with Micah Parsons. A little bit off the ledge, but I love that the Dallas Cowboys picked one Mr. Parsons. It sucks that he's not ending up in midnight green, but in Cowboys blue. But him, Jalen Smith, and LVE, they're going to be a disastrous trio in Dallas. I think he's in the right fit. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, those three.
I will go a little different. I'll say Rashawn Slater of the Chargers.
Okay, that's a good one.
I think it's great for him because he goes and he's going to a great roster. You know what I'm saying? A team that really, if the quarterback is who we think he is and the defense stays healthy for once, I know we say this like every year with the Chargers, like, oh, this is the year. I mean, this kid is legit. You know what I'm saying? This roster is legit. It's all about, can Brandon Staley coach and can the defense stay healthy? So that's great for them. That's great for obviously the quarterback because they get a talent like Rashawn Slater that I don't agree that when people think that he's better than Penei Sewell, but a lot of people had him rated as a top 5 talent ahead of Penei Sewell because he can play both positions. The fact they were able to get him at 13? 13? That's huge. That's huge. And the question I was going to ask you guys, we can do this to finish off. Tom and I did this on Monday. Speaking of the quarterbacks, and I'm going to write this down. That way it's in ink. We ranked 1 through 5 who will have the best and worst careers out of the first 5 quarterbacks taken in this draft. And I'll write them down.
Okay, 1 for me.
Hold on. All right, hold on.
Real quick though, before Ralphie jumps the gun, I think that trade the Giants made to get that extra second round pick and then still draft Kadarius Toney is going to be a really good trade for them.
Yeah, like we made fun of them in like the beginning because they went from Devontae Smith to Kadarius, but that ended up being really good.
I mean, Kadarius is a first round talent, maybe not 15 talent. You know what I mean? But that haul they got from Chicago, as Gabriel's pointing out, allows them to kind of almost reach there.
They got an extra first too.
They got a first next year for it. Yeah.
And he was never getting in the second round. So everyone's saying
Kadarius was never getting there. No.
Well, Urban Meyer said they were going to take him at 24.
Sure.
So that wasn't if he was there, that was not going to be ETN. That was going to be Kadarius Toney.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Ralphie, 1 through 5, based off of career success.
Number 1, give me Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Number 2, give me Mac Jones.
Mac attack. Okay.
Number 3, give me Trey Lance.
Okay. All right.
Give me 4, Justin Fields.
Wow.
Fields.
And number 5 is going to be Zach Wilson.
Not a fan of Wilson's cousin, huh?
Wow.
No, I don't.
Is it the hair that bugs you, Ralph? Is it the way he looks is the way he looks with the headband and the hair? Is it the smoking hot girlfriend and then, very good looking siblings?
I just don't think he's going to be good.
Frank.
All right. So with my picks, I'm going to go number 1, give me Sunshine. Number 2, let's go with Mac Jones.
Mac attack again. Or 2.
Number 3, I'll go Trey Lance.
Wow.
Ralphie give you this list?
I mean, great minds think alike. Number 4, Justin Fields, and number 5, Zach Wilson.
Oh, all right.
Did Ralphie give you that list?
Greg.
So this is interesting because the caveat that you threw, like,
yes,
success, like team success and everything. Like, Trevor Lawrence could be the best quarterback in the draft, but not win a squat because he's in Jacksonville.
Yep.
Where Mac Jones might win 7 in New England. So it's tough. And because of that, I'm going to go Mac Jones 1.
You know what's funny? I already had it typed in there. I already had Mac Jones 1 for you.
Yeah, because the success is going to be what's key, right? Again,
doesn't have to play right away either.
Trevor Lawrence might and is a pimp, but it doesn't mean Jacksonville's going to win. And all Mac Jones has to do is just play like he did in Alabama, which wasn't great, wasn't bad, and you're going to win in New England as long as Bill's there. Might be another caveat. Like, how long is Bill going to be there? Maybe I go back to Trevor. No, so we're going to go Mac Jones. We're going to go Trevor Lawrence. We're going to go Justin Fields, Pretty Boy Wilson, and Trey Lance's number. And that's again, let's see, I don't know if Trey Lance ever plays. So anyway, go ahead. Trey Lance, number 5.
I'll read you Tom's and mine real quick. Any guess what Tom's was?
I think I was listening at this point. Tom went Lawrence, Wilson, Jones, Fields, Lance.
Bingo.
Wow.
Bingo. And then I went Lawrence, Jones, Fields, Wilson, Lance.
Nice.
And he wanted to make some sort of clickbait comment. I forget what it was.
Wilson would have a better career than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And I said, listen. Here's my issue with Trey Lance and Zach Wilson. I think, and I was saying this before I even saw which teams they went to. If there were two quarterbacks that needed to take a year and learn, it was the 2 guys that are probably going to play right away. And that's Zach Wilson and it's Trey Lance.
I don't think Trey plays right away.
Then I think that pick is even worse.
Unless, and I don't disagree with that. Unless they trade Jimmy G, unless they're able to find some value for Jimmy G.
Yeah.
But I don't think Trey Lance plays right away. And to your point, yes. Why do you trade up to 3 then, not to play the guy
I think there's a solid chance that Jimmy G. I just thought this just popped in my brain.
What happened here? Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. This literally just popped into my brain 3 seconds ago. Would we be shocked if Jimmy Garoppolo is starting week 1 for the Washington football team?
No.
No.
Would you be shocked if Jimmy G was starting for the Houston Texans week 1?
Yes, because I don't even know if that's still a team. Are they still a team?
Yeah.
Touche.
Are they a team?
Yeah.
Because I can't buy into, as an Eagles fan, I hope for it. I just cannot buy in to Fitzpatrick is our guy. I almost called him Matthew Fitzpatrick, who's the golfer. I can't buy into Fitzpatrick is our guy. Great putter, you said?
Yeah.
Might be a better quarterback, to be honest. And I'm saying that, and Fitzpatrick kills us.
I could use some tips on putting.
What's going on?
What?
Did Rizzo not touch first base?
No, he never did. Oh, my
touched
God.
First base. What an idiot.
Oh, my God.
Wow. He wasn't even close.
Rizzo, what are you doing?
I think that home run was closer to going out than him touching that base.
He knew it, too.
Oh, that sucks. 5-4 game now.
Hate to see it. You just hate to see it.
Rizzo.
Wonder if he's mic'd up for that moment.
All he has to do is touch. That's a double play.
Fam, do we have anything else before we
I'm good. I'm good to go, Rye.
I was going to say, I don't know if we want to stay on for the end of this game, but I don't know if this game's ever going to end.
I don't think so.
But good stuff, fam.
Yep.
Like we said, tomorrow night we've got. I would imagine.
Oh, Molly! I see you, Molly, with number 5. See, that's a caveat. He wasn't in the list, but I see you, Molly.
That's the other thing.
He could top the list if he was in there.
Tom said on the show on Monday, he said if I would have put 6 guys in there, he would have had Trask ahead of Lance.
Oh,
probably.
Geez.
I might have Trask number 2 or 3. Just because of the position he's going to be in.
When do you think he's going to? When do you think?
Even when Tom retires, they're going to still be loaded.
What year will it be when he plays?
2 years.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't say 5.
23. 21, 22. He'll be going for a 4-peat.
Oh my God, you're such Jed, I agree with you, brother. That's my biggest thing. I don't love the BYU, then opt out, then showing up in New York. Hey, how are you? Like
he didn't opt out last year.
Or he barely. Then what was his deal? He barely played any games or something, right?
No, that was Trey Lance opted
That
out.
was Trey Lance.
Did Wilson only play 1 year?
Yeah, Wilson. No, Wilson played every game last year.
Yeah, Wilson played every game. Trey Lance only played 1 game.
1 game against Central Arkansas, and then
How
said,
many seasons
"I'm not
did
doing
Wilson
this."
play? How many seasons?
Now
did
that might be.
There was something like that where it was either he took a year off or he's only played 1 year or something like that.
So
I could be dead wrong.
So it's like a Trubisky shit again.
No, he's played 3 years.
Okay, so I'm dead wrong.
He played 3 years.
He played.
Trey
Lance, played 9 games in 18, 9 games in 19, and 12 games this past year.
Okay.
Yeah, Lance
I still don't
is the
like
one
the
that
BYU
played.
thing, though.
I think Lance only played 1 game this year and then opted out. And
Yeah.
said, "I'm not doing
Last
it."
year he played all 16, and then the year before he only played 2 games.
Now North Dakota State was in there, made the playoffs.
Gabriel
again, right?
is correct. They did lose to Coastal Carolina, and our great uncle Sweeps loves to say, "You can't be the number 2 pick when you lose to Coastal Carolina."
Didn't we draft somebody from Coastal?
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Thank you.
That Tuafile or whatever his name is?
No, that guy's actually from USC. I actually don't mind.
Teron Jackson, I believe.
Yeah,
went to play
he's
with
a
the
tweener.
Clears.
He's a tweener. So you know what that's going to do.
No,
we're going to stand him up.
Tulane guy. The Tulane guy was the tweener.
They're the same guy. You know, we're going to try and stand them up. We're going to make one at the end. We're going to make one. We're going to make one as a linebacker, but
wait.
they've never played linebacker.
Wait.
Yes,
we took
Ralph.
a tweener guy.
2 of them.
And 2 of them, but we passed on Joke.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Technically, we took 3 tweener guys if we're going to talk about Jacoby Stevens.
That was my 2. Who's the third? What, Milton?
Apparently, some guy from Tulane. Who's from Tulane?
Patrick Johnson's from Tulane.
Okay. I mean, passed on Joke. Okay. That's
yeah.
So who's from Coastal Carolina? See now,
Teron Jackson.
Teron Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson.
He might actually be a line. He might actually be a D end, but they still have all the same body style.
Either way, we have 3 tweeners.
Yes.
We have 3 tweeners. Great. Good show, fam. We I think it's the first time, especially on Wednesday, where we got a Phillies and Sixers win on the same night. First time, definitely, we got a Phillies win.
Bases loaded here. Mookie coming up.
I feel like, do we got to stay on here? I feel like
This game's over.
Well, I mean, you might want to at least Matt Pryor's coming out. Oh, what a wasted career for Matt Pryor. What could have been? What could have been?
Matt
I mean,
Pryor,
the Cubs.
like Eagles Matt Pryor.
No,
I know
the pitcher Matt Pryor. I mean, the Cubs still can't pitch, so maybe he's not that good of a coach either.
Marky, let's calm down with that. Jacoby Stevens is like joke. I'm like Tiger Woods.
I hope I'm completely wrong and I misread this draft, but and again, as I said, it's not necessarily the players. It was just who's drafting the guys, and they all seemed very vanilla.
Yeah, they're eh.
As Tom likes to say, it was a very missionary draft. Let's go offensive line, let's go defensive line, and who cares about a little pizzazz, right? Let's get a bunch of guys that can maybe play 2 positions in college, and that means they can't play any positions in the pros.
I think based off of Marky Mark's player comp, Greg Don player comp you to Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm in.
Yeah, and if Jacoby Stevens is joke, then I'm Tiger Woods without the strippers. So we'll end it with that. That's going to do it, fam. As always, make sure
Mookie needs a hit. 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts for the Mook man. Oh, come up big with bases loaded here. Blow the game open in extra innings.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
If you're watching us for the first time, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell wherever you're watching us. That way you're always notified. We've got 18 live shows here. We have a bunch of clips that are going up every single day from those live shows in case you missed it. Special event shows. We've got a special subscriber-based viewership plan that we're going to be coming out with in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you stay tuned with that. So we have a lot of exciting things on the deck here. So make sure wherever you're watching us, make sure you go out and hit the subscribe, hit the like button, share, hit the notification bell as always. You get a hit yet, by the way, Greg?
No, he took two cock shots, though.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
90, 91 miles an hour. I mean, not cock shots, but very hittable pitches. Don't we got West Chamberlain tomorrow? Doesn't Steve have West Chamberlain tomorrow?
Frank,
Yes.
Ralph, you two.
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
At 3.
I love me some Wes. Wes was the first guy I knew that played ball with the little side cock in a hat.
little West as the Phillies game's on too. So a little
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's good stuff.
Tuning in for that tomorrow. I think that's exclusively on YouTube, right?
It is.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So we've got Wes at 3. We've
Mookie did not get a hit. He grounded out. We've
got Birds of a Feather tomorrow night. What time? I'm not sure. We know it could be 7:30, it could be 8 o'clock. I'm not sure. But they'll be here. And then Hockey Happy Hour, 10 p.m. sharp.
I feel bad for those guys.
Who?
The Hockey Happy Hour guys.
Because they got to talk about.
They got to talk about this shithole of a team.
Yeah. Listen, even if you don't like hockey, fam, go over and say hi to those guys tomorrow night. I'll be producing them. Just tell them good job. Just dealing with this Flyers team. I mean, I don't even look at the TV anymore when I see Flyers. These guys watch it, cover it, and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So they do a great job. And they're not just talking Flyers, they're talking all hockey, by the way. For Don, because I know Don's a Detroit fan, big Detroit Red Wings fan. But that's going to do it for us. As always, we're brought to you by Body Check Wellness, who also is the main sponsor for the Hockey Happy Hour. Make sure you use the promo code A2D for 20% off your order, as well as our doc, Dr. Paul Vidal at SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. He's ours, so make him yours. Once again, SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. And as always, if you need help, please call the Counseling Center in Sunrise Detox at 856-651-8117. Ralphie, Frank, Greg, any last words before we get out of here?
No.
Pot's good.
Fam, always appreciate you. We appreciate the support. Like I said, 18 live shows here. Make sure you stay tuned for all of them. And we'll see you later.